Union Barrel Podcast.
All that kind of stuff. Like, his rationale is the same as Solidus. So it's like, alright.
Solidus has great rationale, though.
Yeah. Like, we gotta mix this up.
So what you're saying is it's great.
Yes, Triple X Day of the Union is great.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion. When I say I watched it, I, like, turned it on and then, like, typed on the typewriter a lot. And then eventually turned around and was like, oh man, what's going on here? And there's, like, a bullet train and all this dumb stuff under the White House. Yeah. And then I left to go mail the letter I typed and just left it on. And then came back and my car was exploding. I don't know. It's a background movie.
How far?
I have it for that reason.
How far do you have to go to type or send a letter?
Across the street. There's a mailbox pretty close to my house.
So you weren't gone for like...
I was gone for like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the most time it was pressing the button and waiting.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Try to sit way closer. Get up on the mic. You can
pull the chair up a little bit.
Okay.
That's probably fine.
Okay.
These are us.
Which one's my waveform?
That one.
That's pretty even. That's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
There you go. This is professional casting.
Right.
In-person casting. What? Yeah. We're in the same space. I'm in your house. Weird, right? What's with this back? What's going on this monitor?
There's nothing on there.
Oh, it's a desktop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's your background. I thought you were on the site, the top-down site.
No.
Just had it full screen and zoomed in or something.
No.
Okay.
No,
Shovel Knight Game of the Year for you guys?
No.
But kind of was, right?
It was on the list somewhere.
But it was on all of your lists, so by default, it's the best game all of you liked.
There was another one, and I can't remember.
Cryptid the Necro Dancer?
No. That wasn't on mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't.
It wasn't Hyrule Warriors, but Bayonetta 2?
Yes, that was the other one that was on all of ours.
So maybe that's the...
And I think that ranked higher.
Oh, there you go. Game of the Year. Basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like Shovel Knight and Bayonetta 2. They're exactly... Well,
I own Bayonetta 2. It's sitting on my table. I haven't checked it out yet.
Did you like Bayonetta 1?
Reasonably, yeah.
You'll reasonably like this.
Does it have, like, weird variety stuff, too? Like, the motorcycle part in Bayonetta 1?
I believe so, yeah. I have to play more of it.
Okay.
It's Bayonetta, again.
She fights her own hair, I'm told, so...
Right at the beginning.
Good. Great. Sometime I'll be in the mood for something like that, and that'll be fine.
Yeah.
I picked it up because it was weird. It was like there was over-attentive staff at Toys R Us, and I felt like that weird kind of shopper's
because they had nothing
guilt.
to do, probably.
Maybe, but like there seemed to be a lot of people around, but it was just kind of like every single staff member in this section has like talked to me at this point. I should probably like buy stuff or something. I just had like that weird kind of thing. I was like, I've been talking about buying this anyway, and it's here, so why not just buy it? So then I bought that.
Yeah.
And I think some Amiibos.
Why were you there? Amiibos.
I was there to, like, check out the new Amiibo, like, lineup or whatever, like, what was there. That's when I got Pit and all that stuff, actually. So it worked out. That's when I walked in just as they were unpacking the fresh ones. And then it was, like, Pit, Diddy, which at that time was rare, but he's not anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. And Luigi, I picked up that day too, because he was brand new. So I didn't know, but he's Luigi, so he's everywhere.
Yeah.
They make those you've been like phoning the factory and
I haven't been phoning the factory now.
Somebody has though.
Yeah.
And they're posting their findings on the internet.
Yeah.
And there's like, there's been new manufacturing dates for all of these every single day, so whatever. Link is the least rare thing happening. Why'd you buy that?
I'll see if I can pull it up, but yeah. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I like Link.
No, Link's great. Like, it's a character I actually play.
In the end, it doesn't really matter because, like, I'm just gonna probably buy the ones I like.
And now I'm actually, like, pitting them against each other and stuff, so I haven't maxed anybody, I don't think. You maxed your Samus, right?
Yeah.
Samus level 50.
We were playing against the Samus.
Level 50 Samus is unstoppable. I got a bunch of like level 30 range people and then like 17 or something. It seems like 1 or 2 battles gets them around there.
Have you been playing with them, or did you just make them battle
I've
each
pitted
other?
them against each other, and then I've tried fighting all of them. And it's like, first round goes in my favor, second they start, maybe I lose, and then after that they're too good and I suck.
And then you just watch them beat each other? Or just like get really defensive against each other?
Yeah, there's a lot of evading and stuff. It's probably depending on like what stuff I'm feeding them also, but...
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I need to unlock more items.
So this here, like if you look at Marth...
Is Marth the rarest one?
I don't know at this
Okay,
point.
because I actually have Marth, which is point of pride at this point, I guess. And Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer and Marth both only had August and September manufacture dates.
So there was
Villager
2.
only had August.
That's gross. And that also explains why I've never seen one again.
You should have bought it.
I should have bought it. But I didn't know that I even cared when I was holding it.
Yeah.
So I picked up Samus, the rarest of all. That's not true.
Yeah.
How many times is meant? Last time was late December.
Samus?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look Samus up right now. Actually, you know what? September, October, November.
That's decent.
That's not bad. Because, like, if you look at, like,
there's some that have, like, 12 or something?
I think it's Link. August, September, October, November, December.
Okay.
And this only goes up to December because we're in January.
Right, so they don't have the latest batch yet.
So he will probably be January, February, March.
So is Little Mac only one time also? Like, it only happened in December and that's it or something?
Could be.
Because I've never seen him in person.
October.
That's it?
Yeah.
Alright. We figured that would be the case, but
yeah.
I didn't ever have a shot. I never saw it, so I never had the chance.
So you feel worse about Villager, really?
I feel worse about Villager because that was like, oh, alright, man, I'll pick up Samus and see if I like these, then I'll come back here and buy them later.
And it was gone.
And then it was never, ever anywhere again.
Let's see Samus. Or did we just look at that?
We just looked at Samus.
Yeah,
3.
so the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Amiibos.
Toon Link, dude. That's what's next.
Toon Link.
Also Sonic and Sheik. I don't know if either of those will be rare. Probably
and
not.
Mega Man and...
Mega Man was not available for pre-order on Amazon, so...
it was.
Not .ca when I was looking.
2 days ago. When I was on the internet.
This was yesterday, so maybe things changed, or I don't know.
Okay.
I could have clicked on it and seen more business, but it didn't just have a price and pre-order now. It was like gray, currently unavailable or something. It was discouraging.
Weird.
I was not hopeful about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Mega Man looking like he's going to be rare, like I said, or?
I don't know. That's going to be it's kind of a weird anomaly because it's like, he could be, but he's also kind of a staple for Capcom's, like, Nintendo presence, really.
Yeah.
Like, he's just...
But I don't know if Capcom has much say in
any
of this. Like,
they don't at all.
They licensed out their stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Is Pac-Man gonna happen?
Probably.
Alright.
I was telling you this, I was talking with Tony about these, and we're figuring that, like, he was saying they're probably gonna make all the characters.
Yeah.
And then I reminded him, there's one character that they could be real dicks about. Think about this. Mewtwo.
Okay.
Because he's DLC anyways.
Yeah.
So you buy him, you get, like, the DLC character.
Right.
But also, what if they did, like, a con-exclusive amiibo?
Or something, yeah. Like, I was thinking about, like, wait, can I just wait until they release Mewtwo as, like, an amiibo, and then I'll at least have him sort of in the game without buying the 3DS one, which I have no interest in purchasing ever.
Right.
So why would I play a crappy circle pad version of a game I can play HD at my house?
Right.
I'm not going on buses and fighting random people in Smash Brothers. Like, that's not happening. That's not my life.
It could.
No. No, it couldn't. No bus goes to where we work. So I'm never on a bus. So yeah, I can't play while I drive, so I don't know. I can play at my desk, but I don't want to play that kind of game there.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm going to do. So, I don't know. Amiibos.
Amiibos they're something else.
Are they? Like, I feel silly, kind of. I've spent more than twice the cost of the video game I ostensibly bought them for.
Sure. Yeah.
Nintendo succeeded.
Did you get Yoshi yet?
No. he's readily available though, so it's no
It's
problem.
not a big deal.
And I have no, like, do you have him or?
Yeah, they're over there somewhere.
Okay. Just, is he fine? Because, like, your Kirby discouraged
I don't
me
have
from
Yoshi.
Oh, okay.
Never bought him.
Just, with Kirby, he's got that weird seam.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bummer. I was just not happy with that.
It's weird.
So, hopefully Yoshi doesn't have any weird defective...
But, like, all the Samuses kind of tip to their left a little bit. No, to their right.
That's wrong, though.
It might not
be. It's like a swaggery mid-stride.
It might be.
I'm a bounty hunter. I don't know.
John showed me his Diddy, and the eyes are, like, the pupils,
Kinda
one's off,
weird.
and, like, yeah.
Okay.
So, did you notice that at all?
I haven't keenly stared at Diddy.
Okay.
My Link looks a little weird eye-wise, though. I did notice that.
Yeah.
It looks a little silly.
I think mine does, too. I can't remember. Yeah, there's Link right there.
How's he looking? Just kind of.
Actually, you know what? It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I think mine's a little goofier.
A little derpier.
I don't know. His eyes are pretty small.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah.
really, really are small.
Beady little eyes.
The sword is bendy, though, which bugs me.
I still don't like that he's like mid-jump with
Like
the little yellow bracer thing.
Some weird battle pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox is like mid-stride too, so he's got like a blue one. I don't know. They're little trophy things of strange Nintendo franchises I have history with, so...
I don't have any history with Villager at all. I've never played Animal Crossing.
Yeah, okay.
Ever.
Whereas I have, and I was bummed out he didn't have like the bug net or anything. He's just standing there. So I was like, this figure's kind of lame. Samus is
kind of
cool.
weird.
And then...
Samus is cool. She's got the whole, like, Jesus Savior pose going on.
Yeah.
And kind of a little bit drunk tilting.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Space wine.
Yeah. And then Kirby has his little butt flap.
Which is so silly. Like, he's supposed to be the perfect orb.
He's cute, though.
He's just sitting.
I like
really
that.
care.
I like that he's just chilling.
Yeah. Doesn't care.
Because Link's like, oh, I'm ready to go. Kirby's like, whatever. I don't care.
I'm relaxing. After a fight. I don't know.
I guess so. Or
But
like,
hey.
who would want to fight that?
Nobody. That's how he gets it.
Yeah.
You ever watch Perfect Kirby? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
There was like a Newgrounds, like, Flash animated series about what if Kirby joined Joanna Dark and shot people.
Okay.
It was really dumb, but it
Yeah,
was like...
it was
10
on
years
Newgrounds.
ago. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was internet tomfoolery.
It was
that
in
I thought was
early
funny.
internet.
There's probably like Matrix parodies and
And
stuff
like
in it.
Pico.
What?
Do you remember Pico? Is it Pico?
I don't know.
I think it was. The like animated game where like you go in and shoot up a school.
No.
Oh, okay.
I did enjoy the Madness series. It was like Madness Interactive was like a Flash-based game they did.
Okay.
It's basically, it's not quite like the stick fighting kind of stuff, but it's a little bit more evolved of that. But it's like Kill Bill type stuff.
You
but it's
remember
like
Stick Death then?
I remember, yeah, all those.
Everybody does.
Yeah. Elaborate
Except for
fights.
people. It's
and now
weird.
those are GIFs, basically.
It's weird because there's people out there that weren't even born when Stick Death like was a
Yeah.
thing.
There's like some 12-year-olds just like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is this Flash animation from before you were born?
They were fluid animations too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were stick people, but still, they were like 60 frames per second animations. They were pretty good.
I wonder if you can even really like trace the history of the people that made those, or if it's like some dumb online handle.
Yeah.
And then you don't know if like, did that person become an animator, or are they just like an accountant now? Like they just kind of like, yeah, I was bored at work and I made this little flip book, like Stickman, and then I animated it at home.
I don't know.
And then I
It's a pretty good question.
released this video and nothing happened because it was, you don't make money off the internet. That's silly.
Yeah, they
and
did.
Now I go to work.
Yeah. It's funny because
2004.
if he had put... Oh, maybe there were ads on his site, though. I can't remember.
Maybe.
He might have made money.
Bought a Ferrari or something.
Or, like, just wasted it in the stock market or something. Who knows?
Before the crash in '08. History. It's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Stickmen we invented. Strawman, rather.
Strawman, I know.
Stickman, Strawman, whatever.
Same thing.
It's been a recurring thing. Anyway, so hey. It's the Burning Barrel Podcast. We're back.
Yes.
We're...
kind of.
Yeah. We're trying something out.
We never went anywhere.
No,
to
it's
them.
true. We yeah.
Yeah, but...
You guys, like, did they die? I don't know. It's been more than 3 weeks.
They know we
I haven't heard of them since last year. Maybe they're gone. I don't
You're
know what
not
happened.
wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
New year.
What was the thing that was happening last time? I don't know. Like a lot of media has been ingested since then.
Yeah.
So now I can kind of
What's the important stuff
distill
though?
down to like just the stuff that stands out now.
Yeah.
It's probably the best way to do it. Hey, before last week's one, that whole North Korea interview stuff hadn't happened.
The interview. Yeah.
That was like banned, and then it wasn't banned, and then it came out on like Xbox and iTunes, and then I watched it.
Yeah.
It's not very good. It's kind of a middling comedy.
So it's a Seth Rogen, James Franco joint.
James Franco thing. It's less good than This Is the End. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it.
It's less bombastic and entertaining than
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's not good.
This whole time, like this whole advertising cycle for this movie, I've been kind of like, why is this movie? Like, the joke isn't that funny. It's just like, what if this current leader, like, died? Or, like, was bad and we went to kill him? It's like, is that a joke? That's, like, not...
Kind of a threat.
It's like a kind of... Not to be like, oh, it's insensitive. It's just like, that's just kind of weird and crass. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's a dumb premise. And then they're just like, no, we're kind of rolling with it. And then Korea got all offended about it. Kind of blew up its spotlight a bunch by decrying it to the point where it was almost pulled. And then the president weighed in on it, and it all got way out of hand. And then the movie came out, and whatever. Like, there's a part with the tiger that's kind of funny.
Okay.
It got a laugh out of me at one point.
Okay.
James Franco says something really dumb about a tiger. So
James Franco says something dumb?
He says a lot of dumb things in that, but that one was okay. Also, this movie, I've complained about this in person to you, and I just want to voice it somewhere else. Katy Perry songs aren't funny. Like, that isn't a punchline, but they treat it as such. It's just like, what if Kim Jong-un really liked that song Fireworks?
Mm-hmm.
And I shrug and go, okay.
What if he does?
That could be a thing. And it's like,
sure. It's a popular song.
Yeah, it's a popular song. It's fine. I don't know. And it's just like, no, but that would be really funny.
I don't mind that song at all.
Well, watch this. This movie treats it with gusto. It's like all over that movie. They play
but it's
Fireworks.
It's a sarcastic thing, though. Obviously.
Probably.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Like the climax of that movie features that song.
Great.
They like slow motion, and that song plays, and I don't know.
Do you ever feel like a paper bag?
No.
Blowing through the wind, wanting to start again? I know that song.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Oh, this is bad. Katy Perry. Hilarious. I don't know. So yeah, the interview came and went, and whatever. It's probably going to lose money for a while, just because they weren't able to release it conventionally, but it costs like $6 or something to watch on Google Video, I think.
Yes,
it was.
it's on YouTube to rent.
Yeah, that's how we watched it.
There's YouTube.
I think we watched it Christmas Day. We got back from Christmas Eve. We got back from Christmas dinner stuff, and then we're just like, this is out, and people are talking about it, and we were probably going to end up seeing it for some reason.
So
anyway.
topical.
So, yeah, this is topical, like right now.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then watch it, and yeah, there's like a joke or two that works, but generally, I don't know. It's gotten way more attention than it ever really needed to.
It's like a James Franco, Seth Rogen movie.
I'm not both of those guys and some stuff.
I'm not a huge fan of the movies they do together.
It's been a while, maybe.
Maybe because I'm not a stoner.
Pineapple Express again, and it's okay.
I'm not a stoner though, so and I find stoners kind of reprehensible. They're just annoying. Not like I'm not morally against them. You
smell bad. Go away.
No, not even that. Because I'm fine with people that smoke. Obviously,
yeah.
I'm fine with people that smoke that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with people that do drugs. It's just that when you're like, yeah, like when you're talking like a stoner, I fucking hate you.
Like,
I hate it. They're just like
Cheech and Chong, not funny.
Yeah, not really.
That 70s Show, not funny.
That 70s Show, not funny.
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong gets somewhat of a pass because they were the originals.
Like they were doing it before it was played out.
Before every fucking
they played it out.
Before every 11-year-old teenager thought it was cool to like smoke weed
and just have a shirt with the leaves on it.
I mean, hey,
subversive.
I'm not even counting me out of this, because when I was a kid, the first website I built in GeoCities was like something 420, and it was just a bunch of weed plants and stuff.
Great.
Yeah. So a little history. I'm a hypocrite, but I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People change. and then you decry your former self. That's what you do. Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know.
I guess I'm more annoyed that they're like grown-ass men with careers and they're still doing it, though. Maybe that's what annoys me, because it's a little more palatable when it's just like, oh, they're just a stupid kid. It's like, oh, they're just a stupid 30-something-year-old with millions. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I don't mind them in some stuff. So,
Like,
I don't know.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Cheech Marin.
Oh, I'm not talking about Cheech. I'm
Oh.
talking about Rogan and, yeah.
Rogan and Franco.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think when that was last time, really, I was, excited about stuff they were involved with.
Like, excited?
Yeah.
I think I was excited for Knocked Up because I was still riding the high that I got from watching 40-Year-Old Virgin in the theater.
Okay. I don't like that movie anymore. Like, I tried watching it again.
I've seen it a
at
few
home.
times, yeah.
Leslie Mann is too irritating.
In
And
everything, though?
Yes.
She's never been good.
But that character in that movie specifically just, like, ruins the fun. And I just was like, why do I have this? And got rid of it.
I don't like, who the hell was the main girl?
Katherine Heigl?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Are we talking about Knocked Up right now?
We're talking about Knocked Up, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about 40-Year-Old Virgin.
No.
Because Leslie Mann's in that and she's annoying as well.
She's in all of that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I found her more annoying in Knocked Up. As like the sister-in-law or whatever.
Yeah,
It was just like this weird, like, too serious thread in the movie of just like, I think Paul Rudd's cheating on me. And then it's like, you're fantasy sports, what? I'm really upset about that. And I was just like, why is this even happening? Like, this movie doesn't need to be 2 hours and 20 minutes long. What?
Cut those characters out completely.
And then they got their own spin-off movie, and I've heard it's okay, but I don't really want to watch it.
Did they?
This is 40. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the same characters, but dealing with marital problems and stuff.
It would be hilarious if they got different actor and actress for that.
Like, yeah, we recast them, but they're
Christian
the same
Bale.
characters. It's like, why?
Christian Bale and Helena
Yeah, and Judd
Bonham
Apatow
Carter.
still directed it and didn't cast his wife. It's like Mia Jovovich for no reason. It's Paul W.
Sure.
Anderson's wife.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Whatever. Comedies. Yeah. Hey, speaking of like comedies that I watched on the internet,
Oh god.
this one didn't get maybe as much discussion as I thought it might. Jason Reitman's latest, Men, Women, and Children.
Yeah, okay. No.
This movie just like came and went because critics just hated it.
Why?
Because they love their iPads like a lot and didn't like that this movie was like questioning internet use nowadays, maybe. That's my theory. I don't know. It's not a perfect movie at all, but I thought it was like impressive that this movie was trying to write for the internet age.
Okay.
Because like I find like it's so easy to be like at this point I almost look at like, oh, a period piece is coming out. Those screenwriters couldn't figure it out. That's why they escaped into the past, because it's easy to write before cell phones and like internet constantly. Yeah. Because the way people interact now is like boring to look at.
Sure.
Because it's two people kind of staring at a little square, and then they're hooking up right now. They're like planning a date or something, and it's just like, yeah, but they're just glowing and looking at a glowing screen. Yeah. That's boring. So this movie at least tries to capture what's the way people communicate. Yeah. But they run into some problems, but I at least found it interesting to kind of think about how would you even address this? Because, like, okay, it's basically about a bunch of kind of parents and then their teenagers and how they're both kind of using the internet and social networks and texting and all this kind of stuff to kind of interact. It was almost like, as I was watching it, it was like, what if Fast Times at Ridgemont High came out like now?
Okay.
So it's similarly like sometimes funny, but sometimes not funny at all.
So like Degrassi or something.
Well, like the plot line I always remember from Fast Times is like, oh yeah, there's like a teenage pregnancy and like abortion in that movie. Yeah. Like there's this like part that just isn't funny at all. Yeah. And like this movie kind of maybe leans more to that about like there's almost like the same subplot happens for one of the characters. There's like a husband and wife kind of finding like online dating services and like cheating on each other, like in the same room as each other, basically on a browser. Like they're just like, oh, I just got an email from like this like Ashley Madison site. Like they actually address like real websites, and like Adam Sandler's trying to go on Pornhub, but he's got too much malware. So he goes on his son's computer and just looks through his history and is like, oh, he's already porning it up. Whatever. And like goes on that link and...
That's weird.
Yeah. But like, it's, I don't know, trying to be contemporary, but it's like the internet is too fast for a movie to like be written, get produced, edited, and then come out. So it like doesn't address a bunch of stuff too. Like there's no kind of FaceTime or Skyping or YouTube or anything.
Wow.
Because it's like, this is like a Facebook Twitter movie, but
Weird.
it couldn't keep up with like what else is happening or Twitch or anything. Like there's no way to like account for all the things the internet is constantly up to.
Of course.
So I can't fault it for like, no, you should have made this faster or something. Like it's like, nice try, but you kind of missed your window, but there still isn't a movie
you
quite
had like what,
this.
a weekend?
You had a weekend to like really hit and you missed it, but oh well. But I don't know, like they do a lot of the kind of, remember like early episodes of House of Cards had like characters texting and stuff and like they would have the text floating in the air.
That's good.
They do a lot of stuff like that, or like a person scrolling and then it's like on their screen in the scene, but also like left of your screen. So you're kind of like almost perceiving it as they are or whatever. Like there's a character who is anorexic and has like a really bad online peer group that's like, oh, don't eat it. You should just like smell the food and eat celery and stuff. Like there's her problems. There's Jennifer Garner, who's like a super
love celery.
Sure, but like don't just eat celery.
No.
Jennifer Garner's character is maybe like one of the weirdest for me because like she is super rigid about online stuff to the point where she has like a keylogger installed in her house and is like monitoring her daughter's like passwords for everything and like deleting Facebook posts that she's getting from boys and stuff because she's like, no, this is inappropriate.
Weird.
And just like monitoring, micromanaging her relationship and stuff. And it just seemed like that is like probably a really contemporary parenting issue that I've never thought of. And like this movie is addressing something. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that the movie like dramatically pays off. Like it feels really like small focused in a way. Like the way the internet has like international communication.
Yeah.
They just don't really get into it.
It's all like people in the same town.
It's like a microcosm like story about the internet. Like it's like, oh no, my friend on the internet is going to commit suicide. I better go to his house. Like, that's not a solution in like, oh no, this person in the UK that I just met on Omegle is going to commit suicide.
What? Okay, you never finished that story.
I know, that is that story. I Skyped with them and like talked to them a bit and...
Were they actually going to kill themselves? You Skyped with them?
Yeah, right? But
that's
just
weird.
Texting. Like, just typing through it.
Okay.
Just Messenger or whatever. I didn't actually video talk with them because that would be weird. That was a weird internet.
When was that?
That was probably 2 years ago. It was a while ago.
Okay.
But it's still, like, 2 years ago is about what this movie feels like. But it was still kind of, I don't know, it's still kind of a novel thing. But it may be immediately dated, though. So I don't necessarily fault critics for, like, not being into it. Okay. But I kind of feel like it is still distinct enough to, like, be a conversation piece. It almost feels like a movie of the week style thing, though, or something, though. Like, it's like, The Dangers of the Internet, the movie, brought to you by Lifetime or something. Yeah. It's like, all right. But it's got, like, a higher profile cast than something like that would have, and it's, like, pretty slickly put together.
Yeah.
Like, I actually ended up watching it twice in the last little while, because, like, I watched it with my friend Ryan, but then I was like, this is topical stuff. I want Brittany to see this. So then I went home and, like, a few days later, we watched it together and then talked about some stuff. Because it's got a lot of kind of, like, just modern issues that are, like, I never thought about that. Like, actually, Judy Greer's character is, like, basically the polar opposite of Jennifer Garner's attitude.
And just doesn't...
Of, like, she's basically, like, exploiting her kid online.
Oh.
Like, oh, my daughter's got a sexy blog that I maintain, and I'm gonna go take photos of her while she's cheerleading and then post them on this blog. And you're just like, that's a really weird way to do anything, but maybe somebody somewhere is doing that. I don't know.
They are.
Yeah, or like trying to like, oh, we got more subscribers today, and like that kind of weird chasing the internet attention and money and whatever. Like it's got some of that. So it's a kind of cool movie for those reasons. It's maybe a little shrill dramatically in the last little bit. And okay, here's like a specific gaming related thing that I'm going to run by you.
Yeah.
I think the movie just gets this wrong.
Okay.
And it kind of bummed me out. Does Guild Wars 2 have a subscription model, or is it just free to play? Like once you buy it, you play it. Or do you pay $15 a month to play?
I think you pay.
Really?
Because I remember it went free for a weekend, and I downloaded it then, and now I haven't played it because...
No, well, I don't mean it's free to play, but I thought it was $60 retail purchase, like the first Guild Wars.
It is a purchase.
And then you're good forever. Like, it's like an online, you just go online and battle it up and do all that stuff. But it's not a recurring subscription thing. It's like you bought the game. Thank you.
Yeah,
and then there's expansions
you're right.
and stuff, right?
I'm pretty sure, actually, you're right. Yeah.
If it's the same model as the first Guild Wars, that's when I was playing, so I don't know. But either way, there's kind of like a key thing that happens for a character where like his kind of big friends online support network is through Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
And his dad kind of gets like, Dean Norris is his dad, and he's just like, what's going on with this? I don't.
Did he die at the end?
No.
Never mind.
No, he didn't. But he's not understanding the Guild Wars 2, and then he sees like what the guild is talking about, and doesn't like how they conduct themselves on the internet. They're kind of crude dudes on there.
Of course they are.
They're using terms like MILF and stuff, and
well,
he doesn't appreciate that.
You can thank American Pie for that, by the way.
What?
MILF.
Oh, really? Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Memes. So he phones his credit card company and gets them to delete the game entirely. That doesn't make any sense, right?
Right.
The sentence I just said is stated in the movie, and I was just like, what? That doesn't... And then the movie tries to be hip about it with like the son being like, great, I'll just reinstall the application. No, you can't. I called the credit card company and had them cancel your account. It's like... But I don't think you do that with Guild Wars 2. That was where I kind of leaned forward and scrunched up my eyes.
I think you could if you called the credit card company, said like there was fraud or something, so this transaction can't apply or whatever.
Okay.
And since everything online on like PC for Steam or like whatever,
this would be like ArenaNet.
It's a digital like because when you buy a game on Steam, say right, you don't buy the game and have a copy. You are licensing the ability to download that game, so they can cut you off.
Right, like Steam could cut me off, but like, could a parent cut off their kid just because they don't like it? Or something?
A parent probably couldn't, but if the kid used their credit card to buy the game online, and you called the credit card company and said it was fraud, the company...
Well, but you're lying if you say it's fraud, because it isn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
If, like, you could be
They
a
don't
shitty
really
parent.
elaborate on this conversation, so they just kind of say that like it's a thing, and I was like, I'm not convinced that's a thing.
Sure.
I don't know if you did your homework on this one specific point.
I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Okay.
So.
And it's pretty key that he can't play Guild Wars anymore because he gets really upset about it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I think you could. I think you could just reinstall it.
But see, the weird thing is that if he got really upset about it, he would just have to like have a webcam on recording, put it on YouTube, and he'll be a viral star.
Oh, right, that crap that happened.
That happened a while ago, but like...
Yeah.
That angry, like, wow
But again,
kid.
YouTube, not a factor. They don't talk about YouTube at all.
He tried to put that remote control up his ass.
I did see that.
Why?
I don't know.
Because it was
really
fake.
Upset.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but like...
Because internet.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Just tries to shove it right in there. Anyway.
That was a part of that video. Is he set for life now? Millions and millions of views? He's good?
He has more videos that are kind of the same and people eat it up. I don't get it.
Yeah, so this movie can't cover everything and doesn't address stuff like that, which I kind of wish they did. But they give it the good old college try or whatever.
Yeah.
They kind of lean heavy on some stuff I wasn't into, like Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot is like clutch. They talk about it a lot, and it just seems kind of like, I don't know, we don't really have a conclusion about how we're going to deal with this as a people, but we're all just dust in a sunbeam anyway, so whatever. Thanks for watching. And it's like, okay.
Thanks for watching.
Like, I don't know. It could be a lot stronger, but nobody else, I feel, has like really tried to write internet, and it's so hard. And this movie makes it clear that it's like, wow, yeah. Like, I don't know how you make this compelling, because like this is like a pretty established filmmaker at this point, decade into his career or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of good, but like hard. It's hard.
But
parts
not
of it
very.
don't connect, and some of it seems kind of like pared down or simplified. You know, like the same kind of like you could go visit or like talk to your neighbor or something. It's like, that's not the internet. The internet is, I don't know anyone who lives anywhere near me because the people I do know live in Paraguay because I only care about the internet.
Paraguay.
I chose a random country.
Okay.
It's a funny name. Apologies to our Paraguayan listeners.
What about Uruguay?
Nah, it's good.
Okay.
It's been mentioned more times.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. Anyway.
Ecuador?
Men, Women, and Children. It's available now, and it's like a water, like, I don't know. I feel like if you watch this with a bunch of like similar age range adults and you can have a conversation about it, but is it a great movie? And it's probably going to fade like really quickly into kind of just, this is so out of touch and not at all resembling what was going on. But
which is why people don't make those movies.
It's tough. And you can't make one that like transcends like looking forward or something. Like they specifically call out like Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and talk about those things, but they obviously can't future-proof it too much, so it's probably going to seem really out of touch in a couple years.
That's like talking about MySpace.
Actually, to basically illustrate that one of the characters' dads is out of touch, he mentions MySpace.
Of course.
And it's like, yeah, no, that guy doesn't know anything about what he's
Yeah.
It's like Jennifer Garner's husband is just like the MySpace or whatever, and you're just like, okay, well, that guy isn't paying attention.
Friend book or something.
Friendster, I don't know.
There was a Friendster.
I know. But yeah, it might be worth a look, but I thought it was interesting anyway.
Okay.
Good stuff? I don't know. Have you seen any good stuff last while? Like just flat out great stuff? You're just like, man, you gotta check this movie out. So good.
Everything's pretty good when you have no expectations.
I guess so. So was there something like that?
I'm sure there was. I'm trying to think on the top of my head here. It's been a while. I feel like I watched we went to a movie, but I can't remember. We talked about Interstellar. That was like the second. That was actually, I think, the last time we talked.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So,
theatrically, The Imitation Game, I saw that, which is getting a lot of Oscar talk and whatnot, because it's a very...
Much to your chagrin. Much to your chagrin?
It's like...
Or you don't care enough to really have chagrin.
I'm not, like, mad at the movie, but it I actively did not like King's Speech very much. That was also the Weinstein Company kind of smooth talking everybody and getting Oscars and whatever a few years ago.
Yeah.
This is same kind of ballpark of just like British period piece, like biopic, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tragic central hero figure and all this, but it's like at least about something that I kind of care about, which is like, you know, Alan Turing, early computer type stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of leads into stuff that matters to me more so. And it's got Benedict Cumberbatch, who's Sherlock, and he's an entertaining guy on that, which we've seen all those episodes and everything. So there's some affinity there. Keira Knightley, don't care, and she's in it a lot. So
she kind of fell off.
Well, she's still around, but...
Apparently.
Yeah. Like, post-Pirates, you're saying? Like.
And what was that, King Arthur?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw that movie.
She was Gwendolyn or whatever.
She's totally, yeah, right. She's totally in that movie. And what was that? There was a Cronenberg movie a few years ago that was actually okay, but she was not my favorite component of that either. Viggo Mortensen, Michael Fassbender, The Dangerous Method.
Yeah.
Which, okay movie. She didn't really help out much there either. I felt like she cries and does acting stuff, but I just don't care. I don't like her very much. I don't know why.
Her?
She's not great.
Yeah.
And she's in this movie a lot too. But yeah, Benedict does, kind of smartest guy in the room, but kind of an asshole, like Asperger-ish kind of interactions with people. And that's kind of funny sometimes, but it's a very straightforward movie. Like, it's just, we need to crack this code. We gotta stop the Nazis and we're gonna do this thing. And
do they do it?
They do.
Okay.
And then there's like really stretching it, like dramatic things.
It's that
happen.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the World War II.
That's right.
Code breaking stuff. So he's trying to get this computer to kind of help them out doing that. And yeah, like it's fine. There's some fine supporting performance. Like, Mark Strong is perfect as the MI6 guy. Like, he's kind of not being super transparent about, like, yeah, I'm a secret agent kind of guy and whatever. Like, he does his job. But I don't know. It's like very straightforward. It's like there are flashbacks to him as a kid and like a formative thing that happened to him and like, oh, he's a closeted homosexual and that's perfect for Oscar campaigning and whatever. Like this tragic hero. But I guess all this stuff about like tragically overlooked geniuses that society kind of really abused to the point where they killed themselves, making a movie about them like 60 years later doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't help.
Like it doesn't help anything. It's just like, yeah, no, it really sucks that you guys did that as like a culture and really alienated this dude and he did that.
Just like Mad City.
Just like Mad City.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, John Travolta, poor tragic guy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's exactly
the working
like
man.
Right. So it's like, I don't know. It's like a thing that Hollywood and movies and stuff seem to kind of do is like, we'll apologize decades later with this kind of sappy biopic. And this is that for this year. Yeah. And it's totally fine at doing what it does, but it is not my favorite thing of recent times. It's not bad though. It's just a straightforward movie. It's
gonna win everything.
I really hope it doesn't. Like, it doesn't deserve to. It should not win many things.
What was it that you said was probably gonna win? I
don't know. What's the hot?
I'm just trying to remember. You were saying there was a movie that you were pissed off about.
This year?
Well, 2014.
Yeah, well, oh, right, sorry. This year's eligible films.
Yeah.
Right, they announced the Oscar nominees in, 8 days?
Birdman or whatever.
Oh, Birdman. Birdman's getting so much, like, hype right now, and that also is kind of like, that does not deserve that at all. Like, what are you talking about? But, yeah, if there's a movie this year that's just like, I don't personally, like, my mind wasn't blown by this movie, but if they're just like, you know what, this is amazing, we're gonna give it Best Picture, like, come on. Boyhood.
Okay.
It was good. It came and went for me, but it was like, no, this is like a unique thing. Like, a lot of effort was put into this, and it's got resonant stuff in there. Like, if that won, I'd be totally fine with it. I don't think it's getting that kind of talk, though, which is kind of too bad, because it kind of earns it through just effort and monumental task and undertaking and whatever.
Right.
Like, this dozen-year
It's
project.
the Mad City of 2014, right?
No. Mad City was never anything to anybody. Like, what are you talking about?
Which is a damn shame.
Yeah. Tragically overlooked.
See?
No,
you're right. I was right. Boyhood's being overlooked. It's the Mad City of 2014.
Boyhood might get overlooked. Grand Budapest is getting some talk, and that's obviously still my favorite.
It's your front runner.
Far away my favorite movie of this last year. But I know it's got Golden Globe nominations and stuff, but I don't know if it's going to be able to win over.
Does it have any Razzies?
Much later. No, I don't think so. I don't know what the Razzies are doing this year. They announced their nominations the same day as the Oscars, so I'm trying to even think back on like what was some just garbage that came out last year.
If they don't have Razzie talk, I don't know how good Grand Budapest Hotel could be if they're not going to get a Razzie. That's like the epitome of awards
Quality right there, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they'll.
Was there a Twilight movie?
There was not a Twilight movie.
There wasn't.
I don't know if they're gonna like be like, man, Divergent sucks or something. It's like, I've heard it wasn't amazing, but Maze Runner, like, I don't know, what are they gonna rag on?
Maze Runner, maybe? Sure.
Like, was there anything that was just like, oh man, this is just pure trash. This is terrible.
Adam Sandler in anything this year?
Well, I mean, he's in Men, Women, and Children. But
no. You know what I mean.
I hope they don't rag on that movie because it doesn't deserve it, but critics hate it. I don't know.
They will then. Probably.
I don't know. I can't think back on like, I didn't see any just total dogs in the theater, so I don't.
What about at home though?
Triple X State of the Union, but I don't think it's eligible for this year's awards.
I don't know. If you watched it this year, then maybe.
I did, sort of. I turned it on and walked away. But,
Left Behind, Frankenstein, God. Legend of Hercules, Are You Here?
Oh, Frankenstein! That's a perfect candidate.
Yeah?
That could happen.
Okay.
Oh no, Are You Here? Isn't that's the guy who did Mad Men? I think that's his movie.
Is it?
I think so. I remember it was like critically...
Matthew Weiner?
Yep, that's him.
Well,
that's him. So great.
Oh, that's the Owen Wilson. Right, yeah, okay. I never saw that.
Star of Grand Budapest Hotel.
There you go.
Yeah. Transformers 4. That movie was terrible.
There you go.
So I would be okay with that getting ragged on a bit. Transcendence was weird.
Ninja Turtles will be there.
Maybe?
They're probably just making it out like creepiest CGI or something.
Yeah, weird, gross monster men. Sabotage. Oh, yeah.
Need for Speed, that came out.
Just kind of rain on Aaron Paul's parade a bit.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
You don't like Aaron Paul?
No, he's fine. He just says bitch very well.
Well, he's been like, that specific thing has typecast him so much. Like, everyone, you can't talk about Aaron Paul without someone saying bitch within like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's true.
And is that fair? He doesn't even say it that often, does he?
Yeah.
But like every episode?
Not every.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
And he stopped talking about Funyuns after like season 2, so it's, I don't know.
Funyuns are great.
Yeah, he's a rich, diverse character. He's got that Spanish girlfriend.
Actually, his character is the one that like has the most ups and downs that whole series.
He's in that cage at the end. You're like, oh no, I hope that's not how he goes out. Yeah.
And the long hair.
And then he drives away. He's like, yeah! Driving!
Yeah, bitch.
He doesn't say that!
Driving, bitch!
Yep, that's his famous line.
Yeah.
Oh, weird horror
Dumb and
movies.
Dumber 2 will probably be on
really?
Razzies.
Like, it's like a Farrelly Brothers gross out thing. It just does its thing. It doesn't... Horrible 2 was okay. Odd Thomas.
Odd Thomas was this year?
Yeah. Technically. It kind of just didn't really get released widely.
Yeah.
I saw it at a weird...
Well, it's on Netflix.
One-time thing. I didn't hate it. I thought it was kind of dumb and fun in a kind of stupid, lowbrow way. But, whatever. Yeah. Grand Budapest, though. Speaking of that.
Okay.
I've been reading a lot of Stefan Zweig stories.
Yeah.
Hold on to your, seats, guys. This is, Austrian Literature Hour. Oh, man, I'm gonna tell you so many stories.
Austrian literature.
I'm not gonna elaborate too much. The story Compulsion is maybe a front runner as, just a really neat short novella kind of thing that was in there. I got a big, collected stories thing. Anyway, Austrian dude who inspired that movie through his books and writings and whatever. He actually only has one full novel. But whatever, I'm not gonna belabor it.
Okay.
Trying to think back to where I wanted to go with him in general.
Okay.
I don't know. It's too serious. It's too serious for
What
this.
is it?
He died. He committed suicide. It was real sad. And
a lot of decent people died by suicide.
Yeah. I'm trying to think why that would seem especially pertinent right now. But it's just, I don't know. It's been a weird recurring downbeat thing. But yeah, it's kind of Men, Women, Children touches on it too.
Does someone commit suicide this year?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So that's not it then?
Yeah, no, it's not exactly a weird personal thing. It's more just somber topics of late. And okay, I guess it's really just reading stories from somebody where you know their ultimate fate.
Yeah.
And then in the stories, there's often a lot of really depressed characters, and sometimes suicide is spelled out specifically. And it's really creepy now. Reading it is just kind of you're in the mind of a really depressed person, and you know they weren't kidding.
Yeah.
Because you know how it ended, and it's just kind of this extra level of importance or something to it. And I don't know. He has a really interesting way. He actually was friends with Sigmund Freud. So he writes kind of fiction about people's just encountering weird psychological hurdles, and he gets the mind in a really weird way. So reading his stuff is kind of compelling, but really sad and strange. And I don't know. It's a weird cocktail of emotions, and I'm not sure how I describe it as oh, it's really fun. It's not. Which is weird because Grand Budapest is a really goofy comedy for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a little there's a strain of strange kind of downbeat stuff through it. And that's where that comes from, is his stuff, right? And this kind of mid between wars period specifically where he spent most of his life is kind of I'd never really thought about that before, of how depressing that generation would have been, of oh, we just got through this horrible giant world conflict, but we got it behind us, we can hang out. Everything's going, okay, why are our countries starting to bicker again? Oh no, this is going so bad. And then 1939 happens and you're super bummed out.
Yeah.
Because it happened again. Within the same time, within your lifetime, you saw this garbage thing happen twice.
The two worst wars.
Yeah. especially if you're like in Europe and have friends from all over the continent.
Yeah.
Like he would just be like popping across the border and visiting his German friends and then popping over back to Austria and then going up to France and like just hanging out with all these artist friends. And then that couldn't happen anymore. Mm-hmm. Like it's just like Papers, Please literally started like breaking things up and just like, yeah, this is getting really repressive and really bad. And like seeing that reflected in his fiction is just kind of like, what a strange time to...
Maybe that's why you like Papers, Please, too, because you get to be the agent of people's, like, despair in that regard.
Oh, but
like,
it's not
slowly.
a place... Or you can try to help, but you're still within the system, and you can't...
Well, you just fuck yourself over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're, like, cutting your own family's food supply short and stuff to try to help out, and covering up people trying to sneak across the border.
You like that game, right?
I did really like that game, but yeah, it is kind of a...
It's not a fun one.
Melancholic... downbeat.
Oh yeah, no,
experience.
it's not a good time.
Not a good time. Cart lifestyle. Like it's that kind of just bad, desperate situation.
More repressive.
Well, yeah, well, it's
life.
more system stuff as opposed to like you're a single guy, like or just a
trying to make it
person trying to scratch out a living or whatever. It's almost too. Like,
maybe Cart Life is more depressing then.
Yeah,
but yeah, more repressing.
Or more like relatable. Whereas Papers,
Relatable,
Please is like, I don't live in the Soviet bloc in the 70s or whatever, so it's not the same.
There is like a relation you can pull from it, though, where it's just like, these ducks aren't all in a row, this guy can't go through.
Yeah.
Like, it's
like, this is just like, bureaucracy stuff, yeah. Like, I guess having to kind of engage with that for employment is kind of, does make that a weirder experience of just like, no, this is kind of true. Like, this is kind of true. It's like, a little exaggerated or a little worse in this game than it is, but it's getting pretty bad.
No, but it's weird because it's like, it's not, Papers, Please isn't relatable because we deal with people, because we don't.
Yeah.
But it's relatable in the sense that, like, I understand where it's coming from, and I hate the people in the game that don't have their documentation right.
Right.
Because it's like,
what were you thinking? Like, why would you wait in line for hours with this?
Right,
like,
because every day we get that. It's like, why would you send me this? This is not going to send your stuff.
Yeah.
Go away. And then you put it to the side of your desk. Like, it's...
Yeah.
There's a weird, like, understanding of the system, which is scary.
Right. You start to sympathize too much with the rules and
because you're used to having
you're actually, like, choking out joy.
Yeah.
But that's your job.
Like, you're used to.
No, you gotta watch out for this to prevent this from happening. And it's like, but what's gonna happen? They won't give us enough money. Like, that's our situation, as opposed to like, well, they'll escape our, like, regime. And that's not good.
They're both ridiculous.
Yeah, it's both pretty bad.
I mean, it's exactly the same consequence at the end. Mm-hmm. The only difference is the people saying they'll escape our regime are the banks now in real life.
Like, and they'll get away without paying.
Yeah, they're not people anymore. They are the bank.
They're an account. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, like, Zweig starts writing about, like, similar stuff about, like, the draft and, like, having to have a passport and kind of the early encroaching of, like, more and more government regulation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, actually, there was one story that I was getting really invested in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have an ending. It was not completed. It's the only one in the compilation that's just.
Is that
like,
when he killed himself?
No, like it's not his last work at all. I have that in the mail on its way. It's like a biography. Like I've read an excerpt of it.
Okay.
But it's like just an unfinished manuscript, and it's about kind of a single mother trying to raise like a kid outside of the system, but she can't. You know, like she has a kid at her house, but then it's like eventually the mayor comes by and it's just like. Yeah, we gotta put him on the register. Like, we gotta, like, sign him up, you know? And then, like, the church comes by, it's like, we gotta baptize him. And it's like, alright. And it's like, and just, like, gradually over the course of his life, more and more kind of, like, we need to put him on the grid, essentially. Like, we need to, and then it turns out terribly, because then World War I happens, and it's like,
they drafted him.
We know he exists, and he's 18. He has to join the war now. It's like, no, what? Shut up. And then, like, she just tries to, like, hide him in her house and, like, out in the forest and whatever. But then, like, they know too much. Like, they know his name and where he is and all this stuff, so they kind of keep encroaching on our business. And it's just kind of like this thing of, like, if you are registered, are you really free at all? Because you are monitored and, like, you are part of this system. And then it's just like, just, reflecting on just like, man, I got like my birth certificate in my wallet. Like, it was like, I couldn't leave the hospital without being written down, and like Canada knows where I am and that I exist. And if there ever is something like that, they'll come calling. Like, it's just like, you gotta go. It's like, shut up. I'm like, no, come on. I don't care about that.
Like, I am going to Mexico right now.
Yeah. But I don't know, like but then like another story, the one I mentioned, Compulsion, addresses like draft stuff in a different way, where a dude gets a letter that's just like, you gotta sign up.
Yeah.
And then just like the weird, like, I don't know,
thought
nagging,
process,
recurring like spike in his head, like his mind, that's just like, no, you gotta go. It's like, why would I do that? Like, it's just a piece of paper. It's like, I got to though. I don't know. Like this weird kind of like working against yourself, but somehow it makes some weird sense.
It's kind of like jury duty too.
Sure.
Because it's like, you've been chosen to like be on this panel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You could just throw it out and be like, I never got it and I'm not doing that.
Right. There's no like way they know that you got that information.
Yeah.
But your own kind of like, you're just inclined towards being honest to a fault. Like, it's like, if I'm honest in this scenario,
is it maybe because we're Canadian?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, your manners are too good. Like, you're too honest to the point where you're actually putting yourself in danger.
Yeah.
Like, you're not looking out for your own self-interest, and that's really what you should be.
But we were talking about it earlier, and it's not even danger. It's like, like I was saying, I haven't been feeling great this week, but every morning I wake up, think I don't want to go in, but there's a compulsion that is like, I have to. Yeah, it's like, why though? Like, you have to? Can't they figure it out? Can't people deal with it or something? And like, it's not the end of the world. If I don't show up, it'll be fine, because people have not showed up for work before because they were like sick. Yeah. And life still went on. But somehow it's like, you feel like a sense of obligation or duty or something, but it's like really nebulous. And there's not even a piece of fun. There's not even a piece of paper that says I have to be in tomorrow at work. There's just that in my mind. This kind of vague understanding and yeah. No, it definitely reminded me of kind of the worst days at work, and just kind of, like I could just drive away. Yeah. Like I could just leave. Yeah. Like even like midday when I'm just like, there's nothing going on right now, I should just like go get a steak. Why don't you? I don't know. Because I'm just like, what if the phone rings? When I was able to drive, I used to leave for hours and come back. I don't know. I feel like this weird guilt whenever I like wander off. Cause it's just like, I gotta keep my affairs in order. I gotta keep my desk covered. To be fair, there hasn't been a lot of time to wander off recently. They're not usually, but like, it's like ones where you reflect back on it. It's like, man, there was totally a couple hours there where nothing happened. But I didn't know that before. Like, someone could have come in. I don't know. But it's going to happen when we go back to, like, a summertime schedule. Yeah. Because there will be a time between, like... a bigger break between... There will be about 3 hours of nothing. Yeah. Where, like, you could just go to the mall and hang out, or to a movie, maybe a short movie. Sure. Come back and finish. The thing is... I don't know. The thing that usually drives me in that situation is if I leave, I don't want to come back. Yeah. So, like, if I'm getting in my car and driving away from this place, I'm not going to be back until tomorrow. Or actually, when I worked at there was a big bookstore I worked at for a while, and there were days where I was like, I'm having, like, the least fun, and, like, right behind here is just, like, this stairway going up a hill into, like, a park. And it was, like, summertime, so I was like, I could just, like, leave. Yeah. I could just, like, go. Yeah. And it's not like I'm in a prison and like guards are going to start chasing me or something. It's just... You're not going to get paid. I'm just going to not get that money. And probably fired. And I might even lose this job, but like I can just neglect to mention this job when I look for my next job, and I can get a new job. It's not the end of anything, but it's like, there have been days where I'm like really unhappy, and it's like kind of my own doing somehow. Like, it's just like, and then I'd feel like super guilty when it's like, I'm sick. I can't come in. Yeah. I'm going to watch like 5 episodes of Sopranos and finish off this Jack Daniels. Have a great day. I had a great day that one. Have you ever called in sick then? I did. Just to hang out? Yeah. I have once, and it was because a video game came out. Okay. And ever since then, I just would call in and say, I'm not coming in today. Because when something happens like that? Because I did realize that it's like, there's no point in lying. I'm just letting them know I'm not coming in. Why? It's none of your fucking business. Like I just won't be there. Plan for that. Yeah, exactly. But it's like stolen time is the best time. Yeah. It feels so much better. Or like, or there was even like a day in my first job ever where I was the whole week thought I had work on Sunday. And I was just like, I have work on Sunday. Yeah. Work on Sunday. Wake up that morning. I got work on Sunday.
all right, I'll call them in. I think I'm going to be late. Oh, you don't work today? Amazing. Like, it was like just this like weight off my shoulders. Like, I could do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I got all day.
And then you just sat down on your couch or something?
I think I played a lot of Oblivion. But,
okay.
But it was like so avid, excited.
You basically went to work.
Sure. I went and like fought
Oblivion,
goblins and got money and did economy junk, but whatever. It was still fun to do it on, or like a sick day when you're going to school or something. Like it's like the same 24-hour span as every day ever, but because it's like wasn't supposed to happen that way, it wasn't written in the Book of Fate or whatever, it feels more exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Self-sabotage kind of like that kind of stuff is what that reminds me of, is like the compulsion thing I'm saying.
The compulsion. Yeah.
Like the mechanism in your head that makes you do things that you know you don't want to do, and practically
you don't
have a hard time explaining why you have to.
Honestly, but if you get drafted, you kind of do have to, because they can force you.
Right. In this specific case though, like they're in like Switzerland at the time or whatever, so it's like we could just like not go back or whatever. Like it's kind of like weird stuff, but I don't know. If you want to know how it turns out, the story is available now. Pushkin Press, check it out. It's great
on
stuff.
Your iPad tablet,
on your iPad,
on your Kobo.
I have a giant book. It's like a big paper book. I like that. That's how I do stuff. But
I started not liking that because there was a lot of moving.
Oh, okay.
For a while there, and the books were always the worst.
On it, like the packing the books was fun stuff to pack.
No,
like,
I mean
packing
carrying the books.
It's I don't know. I enjoy that kind of stuff more. I hate
it.
Okay.
I hate moving.
There's nothing fragile about them, really.
That is the good thing.
They're just heavy paper.
Actually, you know what's
bricks of paper.
You know what's really heavy?
What?
DVD collections.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just packing a whole bunch of them densely into a box. You're just like, oh Jesus! Like,
what is in here? It's like, oh yeah,
like 200 movies.
Like physical discs with individual movies.
Every one of Uwe Boll's library, son.
Do you have those?
I have most of them.
Whoa.
I'm missing a few.
That's some good trashy cinema that you could just throw on and not be committed to.
You know which ones I don't have?
What?
The Blood Rain ones.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of too bad because those are the trashiest, I heard, the Blood Rain movie.
Really? So you have like a Dragon Siege or what the hell is that? Ray Liotta's Evil Sorcerer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that one?
I can't remember, but I know which one you're talking about.
Oh,
There's also another one in The Name of the King.
That's it.
Or is that the one?
Yeah, that's that one.
Is Ray Liotta in that? Yeah.
Yeah, he's an evil sorcerer or something. He's throwing books with magic powers.
Yeah.
I've never actually sat down and watched a movie of his. I've just saw the Tang episodes.
And then there was Tunnel Rats. I have that.
It's like Vietnam? Is that what it's about?
Vietnam, I think.
Okay, yeah. His war movies.
What else is there?
Doesn't he have one about the Holocaust? I swear he does.
I don't have Postal.
Okay.
I need to pick that one up.
Dave Foley.
Why am I saying I need to pick that? Fucking.
You gotta complete your collection, dude. I
do have Rampage, which was okay, actually.
Is that the one with the weird, like, gas mask guy on the cover?
Yeah.
What's that about?
He basically, like... Do you know what that Hatred game is that's coming out?
Yeah.
It's
I do
that.
know about that.
It's basically
so
that.
Goth kid wants to shoot people?
Kind of. So he, he just dresses up in, this paintball gear or whatever. Gets a bunch of guns and goes down the streets of his town just shooting everybody.
It's a Rampage.
It's Rampage.
Okay.
That's the whole movie. There's no backstory as to, really what he's doing or why or anything. It's just
I'm just gonna shoot a bunch of stuff.
Which is kind of okay because it's kind of one of those things where it's no, crazy people do crazy things.
Okay.
So there's that. Of course, all of his, movie, or his video game
stuff, Far Cry.
Yes, I do have Far Cry.
Alright.
And, of course, the big one, House of the Dead? House of the Dead. I love that movie.
Did he do 2 of those?
I think he did, but I'm not sure. I know there's 2 of them. I don't know if he did both of them, though.
Okay.
House of the Dead is fantastic because there's game footage mixed in.
Insert gameplay footage.
It's really good.
I've seen that scene.
There's a big, not orgy, a rave at some point? Yeah.
Yeah. Uwe Boll. Is he still around? Still doing stuff?
I kind of hope
Seems like
not.
It's been a while.
I kind of hope not.
Okay. Maybe they finally stopped giving him money.
Uwe Boll is the worst thing to happen to Germany since the Nazis.
Alright. I don't know if I'll, decry that. I don't know.
He might be.
Yeah, really just insensitive and crass garbage.
One of the best things he ever did with his life, though, is when he was just like, I'll fight like any video game journalist or whatever.
Or no, it's like critics who have decried my movies.
Yeah,
I
let's
will
fight.
Fight you in the ring.
Yeah.
He's like a boxer also.
Yeah.
And
one guy did, and he beat the fuck out of him.
Uwe Boll
Yeah.
destroyed him? Okay. That's alright.
It's really good.
That's a dumb thing. And wasn't footage of that in one of his movies?
I bet it was.
I swear that was part of the whole thing. It's like, also we'll be filming this and it'll be in my next film. It's like, okay,
I bet.
Great.
I mean, he's a man of vision.
Yeah.
Because he knows where the footage comes from. Like, he's like, if I'm going to do something, it's going to be recorded. He's basically a YouTuber for movies.
Great.
You know what? Actually,
he kind of started this whole thing.
He kind of is a YouTuber for movies. Now that I think about it, he makes some quality. He makes some video game footage in there as well.
Sure, but they're like 90 minutes long and available at Walmart and like a dump bin.
Yeah,
isn't there one called like Seed? Isn't there like
probably?
It's like some Saw-esque thing. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm going to look up his library while you continue on here.
Okay. Speaking of Saw-type things, have you ever seen the movie Law Abiding Citizen?
I haven't, but I want to.
Okay. Why?
I've heard it's good.
I heard that too. In fact, I heard it was the best movie from somebody in my film class, and I snickered. I was just like, what? What are you talking about?
I've never heard that.
Law Abiding Citizen is your favorite movie? Like of all time? Are you serious?
I've never heard that it's the best movie of all time.
This person said that, and I don't remember their name. I just remember somebody said that, and I was baffled. So years later, I finally checked it out.
So this year,
yeah. It's kind of like Saw. It's kind of like a Saw movie. It's kind of like
I could see that,
but they're very clear about who is doing the stuff like right away.
Isn't it?
It's Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, yeah.
And they don't make any like qualms about that. It's just like how
isn't he just like torturing somebody?
Well, he tortures and kills a dude who killed his family.
Yeah.
But then
there's nothing
kind
inherently
of like
wrong with that.
The legal dancing around about like, obfuscating evidence and like kind of legal doublespeak and stuff that's keeping him from being convicted.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Foxx is an attorney who's trying to kind of get a confession out of him and whatever.
Oh, dude, he has way more movies than I gave him credit for. I don't have like a bunch
of these now.
He has 32 movies.
And he did not stop, apparently. In the Name of the King 2. 2 Worlds. So it's also a 2 Worlds game.
Assault on Wall Street. Is that Payday the movie, essentially? It looks like it.
Great.
Oh my god. Well, I know what I'm doing this weekend. Going shopping.
Buying more Uwe Boll movies.
But like, yeah, this is another one here. Alone in the Dark I have. Yeah, you're right. In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale is the full name. I don't have either of the Blood Rains. I do have Tunnel Rats, Far Cry. I think I have Stoic. Rampage. I don't even know what Attack on Darfur is.
Oh, he just has a movie called Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the movie Seed. What is that? That's the one I was talking about.
Where do you see it?
It's above Blood Rain and below In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale.
Okay.
There you go.
I want to see Auschwitz. Wait, is that Matt Damon? No, it's not.
No, come on.
That would be hilarious.
He can't rope in somebody that high profile.
Seed, after a seemingly undead man is bound and buried alive, he digs himself back to the surface and seeks bloody vengeance on those who caused him suffering.
There you go.
I have to see that movie now. And I don't really care about Auschwitz.
The movie.
Controversial director Uwe Boll depicts the harsh reality of the process inside one of the most infamous Nazi death camps by using brutally realistic imagery.
Great.
Wow. So
Maybe don't do that.
So he basically made like a snuff film.
Yeah.
If there's anybody that I figured probably would. In the Name of the King 3, The Last Job.
What? There's 2 more coming? Or I guess the second one, both of these are out, apparently.
Yes.
Where are these just manifesting? Like they just show up at Walmart? You just walk in and there's new ones there?
Uwe Boll comes himself with a box of them and
stocks the shelves with the new movies.
Do you mind if I put it on shelf? It's just like, what? Yes, actually, don't do that. So, yeah. And there are 3 Blood Rains as well.
Like Blubberella?
Blubberella. Oh my. Wow. Okay. An action comedy centered on an overweight woman whose footsteps cause explosions and whose dual swords are used against anyone who makes fun of her.
Well, there you have it.
Uwe Boll, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta see it if there's any pictures of him. And why is there Nazis in like everything he does?
Because he's German. I don't know. Well, all right.
We'll look into more of that later.
Law-abiding citizen wasn't great. I was pretty underwhelmed by it overall. Like, it's the same director as The Negotiator, like F. Gary Gray.
Oh.
So I was kind of like, oh, maybe this will actually be good.
Wasn't The Negotiator K-Pax?
Yeah, K-Pax is totally in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's also in this video game.
Also, Nick Fury's in it.
Nick Fury.
We're just gonna speak stupidly about people that are in this movie.
You mean Jules?
Yeah, so Law-Abiding Citizen is Django versus King Leonidas, and they're duking it out with legal jargon.
Django versus King Leonidas.
It's fine, but it's nothing special. I didn't watch the director's cut, which I briefly owned because I bought this movie in order to watch it.
Why? Oh, because you live near a disc exchange.
I live near Disc Exchange, and then I went to trade it back in, and they don't want that. Well, they don't not want that specifically, but they we had a big bunch of DVDs and stuff that we wanted to get rid of, and they're just like, no, we don't
take trade-ins or whatever, yeah.
Or we just don't accept trade-ins. It's like we have too much inventory or something. So we ended up going to buy and sell, which used to be cash converters.
Yeah. And
they were down with most of our stuff.
Except that one.
No, they accepted that. That was fine. So I don't own that movie anymore because I don't.
How much did you get for it?
Couple
bucks.
I don't know because we just traded in piles of stuff and got $35 for all the stuff.
Okay, and you were fine with that?
We were fine with that. It was just like, you will remove these from our shelves? Amazing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it was TV stuff. They would not accept Arrested Development or The Office because they have too many of those.
Yeah, I could see it.
Which seems like the history has turned on those, and they're just like, yeah, this isn't that great. And you're just like, you're right.
Arrested Development never was.
It never was, and we've said that so many times on the show, but just in case you forgot, Arrested Development was never good. Mitch Hurwitz isn't talented.
Also,
is Jason Bateman funny? I don't know.
Also, The Office had just, little high points in each episode. They didn't have, good...
Overall. So I only owned season 4.
Actually, I got more enjoyment out of The Office watching just YouTube clips of, funny compilations.
Funny bits that happen?
Yeah.
Sure.
And they're almost always Rainn Wilson.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Because that
so
character...
they just trim the fat, and YouTube saves the day. You don't need to watch the rest of that show.
There you go.
I had season 4 only because it came with a bunch of cool bonus stuff. That's the only reason I bought it. I was, at Best Buy... And it was just like, hey, they have a water bottle and a wristband and all this dumb stuff. I was like, great, I'll buy it. And then years later, it's
water
what
bottle?
I do? Yeah, a water bottle that says Dunder Mifflin. And yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember that one where they do the fun run? The cure for rabies or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's themed on that stuff.
Gotcha.
It was that season. So
that was an okay episode.
Yeah. Do you want season 4, dude? I'll give it to you.
I don't.
Okay. I don't know where the water bottle is, and I think I gave the wristband away.
Because that shit is on Netflix, so I can actually watch it whenever I want.
Yeah, Arrested Development is too.
Or YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, let's talk briefly about the future of streaming in Canada. So, there's this new service coming up here called Show Me.
Show Me.
And I think it's going to cause a lot of problems, and I'm mad.
Why?
Because...
No, not why you're mad. First, why is it going to cause problems?
I think they're trying to, lock down exclusive licenses to shows that are currently available on Netflix in America, like Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
And, I think, actually, what were some other high-profile shows that are recent stuff? It seems like a bunch of FX stuff, whenever, Louis and all sorts of things that are
I was going to say, so they got a deal with FX.
Yeah,
basically.
They have a deal with FX, and I'm sure other things. And... I think, there's some whispers that they might be trying to kind of lock down on this whole, I just hide my IP and I can watch Netflix from everywhere. Whatever.
Netflix already is locking down on that. I read that this morning.
Okay. I'm wondering if it's partially because of weird licensing deals and stuff like this, where it's we want to get all that Canada money, and we can't if everyone up there isn't doing
it. It is exactly that, because one of the things that they cited in the article is that Netflix is really upset that Netflix Australia, is getting no money for any of the licenses they have down there, because everyone in Australia uses the US one.
Well, why wouldn't you, though?
Right. So the thing is, spend money on the licenses people want so they don't have to go through bullshit VPNs to get what they want.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I don't want to be kind of forced to, support this Canadian specific streaming service if it's just because all this stuff was available. It's just they're trying to kind of get theirs as well. It's just, I'm already giving money to, like, these media companies in general.
Yeah.
Like, that it's not this specific division north of the border. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Or it's just, like, whatever license holder, like E1 or whoever.
I've been told that we have the better movies, I've heard.
I am using Canadian Netflix a lot to check for stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, I use both, but
yeah,
I like having more options than less, and I don't want to pay more money to a different thing.
Yeah.
Just because. I don't know. I've been generally kind of turning more to my own media library lately anyway, because I have it, and it's like, this just isn't on anything, and why do I have it if I'm not going to watch it? So
Mine's in boxes, so I can't.
Yeah. But hey, that led to me watching Hamlet. Yeah! Laurence Olivier's Hamlet, 1948, Best Picture. Get excited, son. It's okay. You ever heard the story of Hamlet? He's this prince.
Lion King?
Yeah, it's kind of like Lion King, but like with dudes, like people.
Oh, I love when they do their rendition of Be Prepared. It's a great song.
Yeah, well, it's not, that actually wasn't, Shakespeare didn't actually write that.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, Elton John's cool and all that, but I don't know.
They
made do the songs for that movie?
He didn't do that one. He did the big one. That was the
Circle of Life?
No, what's the other one?
Hakuna Matata?
No.
Hakuna Matata.
The Can You Feel the Love Tonight or whatever.
Did he do Circle of Life? I swear he did.
He might have.
In like the trailer that mentions the soundtrack.
Yeah, maybe he
talk
did.
About him doing that, but I whatever. The Lion King inspiration story.
They made Nala too like sexual.
Oh,
that
as a
movie.
lion? Oh, during that song specifically?
During that whole I don't know. Disney has a weird problem with creating
they
furries.
Created all furries. Like that was they did it. It was them. Like Robin Hood specifically. That was their fault.
Robin Hood specifically.
Yeah, they're just like
made
foxes
Marion.
are hella sexy. And it's like, what are you saying, Disney? It's like it's in the script. I don't know. Like the animators, there's basically like sexier, please. They were going around.
Walt Disney specifically.
Yeah, no, he was dead by the time that movie came out. But yeah, they found one of his old journals. No, I'm not gonna imply that Walt Disney was a furry.
Is that slander?
I don't know. It depends how you feel about furries. I don't think so.
I'm gonna open this drink now, and the mic is probably gonna pick it up.
It might explode. Okay. This Pepsi dropped a while ago, so.
That mic picked it up perfectly.
There you go.
There you go.
Hamlet. Okay, so Best Picture, 1948.
Was it?
Nowadays, nobody really cares, and that's kind of why I watched it. Yeah, well, that version specifically.
Well, yeah,
I know
because other versions have come out
subsequently. Yeah,
yeah,
it's fair, but it's just kind of like it was this weird kind of reflective.
Did Mel Gibson even do one?
Hamlet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
in like 1990 or something.
Wasn't it a BBC special though?
We watched it in class. That was the one we watched as the movie or whatever. Like Kenneth Branagh did one. Like everybody's Hamleting it up. But this one was 1948. Yeah. And it was kind of, there was a whole wave of that going on, I guess, Shakespeare adaptations and whatever. So it's fine. I don't, like, it's Hamlet. He cuts out Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. So that's weird to some people, maybe. The way he handles the ghost, I thought was kind of cool. Like, it actually looks pretty neat in the movie. Okay. And just, I don't know, there's like some filmically cool stuff about it and whatever. But, okay, the real reason I watched it is, I had a dream where...
Here we go. Yeah, I heard this one.
Did you?
You just told me.
Okay. John Hamm and I were sitting in a bar.
Oh, you didn't tell me
I did
this
not
one.
tell anyone this story.
Okay.
And it was the year 1949. And I just knew it was because it was a dream. And
yeah, like that's 2015 right now.
Right now, yeah. And we were just, I don't know, it was like this weird kind of, we were just reflecting on the really strange time period in which 1949 is. Because it's like after one war, but before the Korean War, but like the Cold War wasn't in full effect yet. And it was just this weird kind of like outside of history, but we were like in the year, but we knew what would happen.
Yeah.
It was really strange. And
you had like a flashback almost.
Yeah, and
I wonder what life was like back in 1949.
1949. So the next day, I started just reading up a bunch of stuff about 1949.
Yeah.
And I just learning weird little things that I didn't know. Like I did tell you about the Poe toaster.
Yes.
Which I was like, what does that even mean? And then I clicked on the link and it's like, oh, a guy would go on Edgar Allan Poe's birthday in Baltimore and drink some cognac to Edgar Allan Poe's memory every year for 75 years. And it's like, that's crazy that somebody would do that, especially like starting in the 40s or whatever, because he would have been dead for like a century. So it's just somebody got way into Edgar Allan Poe really late and was like, no, this guy's great. And just decided to let everybody know, like, every year, forever. Like, until he died and then his son took on for a while. It stopped in 2010, so it's pretty recent that this stopped happening. But, it was first noticed and, like, publicized in 1949.
So he probably did it for a couple years before.
Yeah, no, it's assumed that he started doing this in, like, the mid-30s. So, that was one of the weird 1949 facts. Also, have you ever heard of the ship, the Noronic?
No.
It sank in Toronto Harbor, like, it burnt. Like, it caught fire and just the crew freaked out, ran away, and, like, all the passengers, like, 100+ people died tragically in port. It was super terrible. So I was just like, wow, I'd never heard about this. And I was, like, listening to, like, an old CBC radio, like, retrospective on it from, like, the 70s, because a book came out about it.
Okay.
And it's like, I didn't know any of this stuff happened, and it's all because I just decided to investigate this year, because whatever.
That's weird.
And I don't know, like, props to Wikipedia for just listing noteworthy things about every year. Like, they just have, like, a easy way to reference stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, hey, noteworthy films, and I was like, oh, dude, I own that. Like, Hamlet won.
I'm gonna go
Best
watch
Picture.
it.
I'm gonna go, like, kind of immerse myself in what it was like being all cool in 1949.
And it was pretty good?
It's okay. It's like 2.5 hours long. There's, like, a saggy kind of part in it. Like, whenever Olivier's around, it's actually, like, pretty compelling. Like, he's main character, Hamlet. Pretty fun to watch that guy. There's, like, half an hour or something where he's just gone. And that's, like, the period where Ophelia's going crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, oh, Hamlet abandoned me and my father's dead, and she goes crazy. But he's just gone. Like, it's like the main character just isn't around, and they just have, like, oh yeah, he's off on a ship or something. And there's kind of like a little insert scene of him on a ship and then cut back to not him being around and like supporting characters. And it's kind of boring. Like there's like a nice chunk of that movie where it's just like, kind of bored right now. Like, there's not a lot happening. And then it's like, okay, now there's poisoned swords and all the stuff at the end. So it gets back in there. But man, there's like 20 minutes of that movie that's just kind of a tough sit. But also it's black and white because Laurence Olivier got in a fight with Technicolor. That's the reason. Like, it's not art. Like, it's not... He, at the time, was like, oh yeah, this is an artistic choice. I really like the...
It's like, no, I pissed somebody off.
And it's like, no, I would have totally done it in color. We had all these great costumes and everything, but I was in a fight with Technicolor, and just like, come on, that's dumb.
That's so dumb.
But, yeah, it would have probably been more vibrant and fun in color. But whatever. Yeah, old 40s movies. Also, not all Criterions have special features. That one doesn't have anything. It just has the movie. And like, if you want subtitles... That's kind of
a special feature by itself.
Maybe like when it came out on DVD, that was like, hey, this is like a good transfer of this old movie. And you're just like, okay, that's cool.
That's good enough for a special feature. Yeah, really.
There's no like anything superfluous on that. So that was all I was able to really get out of that movie. But it was fine. And hey.
Yeah.
Awkward transitions, big eyes. Boom.
Awkward transition, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, speaking of 1948, 10 years later, it was 1958. Yeah. And that's when this movie decides to start, which is weird because that's not actually when the story it's based on started.
Did you watch it then?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. Tim Burton's latest. And
it's great.
Man, I've been trying to, like, I was basically trying to, like, wrangle up some people to, like, hey, do you want to watch this? And just, everyone is soured on Tim Burton, apparently. Nobody likes him anymore, and it's weird. Yeah. Like, Dark Shadows wasn't great, but it was kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
It's pretty dumb.
I never saw it.
Alice in Wonderland, I agree.
I haven't liked Tim Burton since the 90s. I'm trying to
think of any, like, other than, like, revisiting Big Fish, I think that movie's better than I thought it was. When I first saw it, that's Burton, and that's 2003.
Okay, that was good. That was fun.
Yeah. So, he did have kind of, like, a big Disney pictures and stuff. I didn't love Sweeney Todd. Like, there was a stretch of Burton movies where I generally agree, but this seems to be, like, almost a return to, like,
to good Burton?
Well, like Ed Wood or something.
Okay,
like
good.
It's like bio stuff. It's
No,
like
that's
this is
good.
a true story, and it's something he cares about.
I liked Ed Wood a
Because
lot.
apparently he was collecting Margaret Keane paintings for a long time. He has like vested interest in all this stuff, and then it's like, all right, now I'm going to make the movie about that artist and her like strange husband Walter Keane, played by Christoph Waltz.
Did he do Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah, he also did Sleepy Hollow.
Have you seen that movie recently?
Not in a while,
It's weird.
but fun.
Yeah.
I remember it being kind of fun.
I was watching like a video Nostalgia Critic did on it, I think for Halloween.
Okay.
And he brought up some good points where he's just like, the movie's like a bad movie.
Yeah.
But at
it's,
the
like,
same time,
having fun with it.
a lot of the stuff that movie does is exactly what Hammer Films did.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, just, Wikipedia, like, Tim Burton stuff. Like, some of his favorite movies ever are
Were Hammer films.
Like, 80,
So,
like,
I never
1972.
I never
80.
even realized it because I haven't seen Sleepy Hollow in like probably 10 years at least.
Okay.
Or whatever. And like the like parts he was showing in like his little overview of the movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, holy shit, he's totally right. This is a Hammer film.
Yeah. Well, he
So-
loves those. So, yeah.
But I was wondering, because I always
like.
liked Sleepy Hollow, but like I knew that it was not good. Like,
Well, but it's like almost deliberately having.
that's the
being
thing.
Goofy.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tim Burton's fine. Like, generally. His kid stuff lately hasn't been great. I didn't like Frankenweenie very much either.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was generally positive about this movie, mainly because it was like a story I had no knowledge of at all. So it was just kind of like a learning experience. And maybe if I have like some minor issue with it, Christoph Waltz is doing like his exact thing. Like he is doing the performance Christoph Waltz does.
Okay.
Which is like the gentleman bastard kind of like smiling, but being kind of like just something's wrong. And
Yeah.
And like the thing that's wrong in this is he's lying a lot. Like it is basically about a giant lie that was like for a couple decades where Walter Keane was basically taking credit for all of Margaret Keane's work.
Yeah.
Like he is not an artist. He just knows artists and talks a lot.
Yeah.
So he kind of was able to sell everybody on this kind of big eyes paintings and everything. And like she was working really hard in like the attic and he was taking credit for everything. And it's kind of a pretty shitty thing he did. And that's been documented. Like there's a court case and everything that the movie also chronicles. So that is in fact true. And I thought it was funny because like when you actually look up Walter Keane on Wikipedia, it's just like known for plagiarism. Like it's not art. It's no, this guy stole stuff. Like that's what he did for decades of his life. He was this asshole.
He was the original internet.
Yay. So like, I don't know. Waltz is fine. Like it's absolutely fine, but it's like very safe performance for him. It is doing like the thing he did in Inglourious Bastards, except he's not a Nazi. He's a artist or an artist. Quotes, who is lying.
A scumbag. He's a scumbag.
Yeah, he does scumbaggy stuff. He does scumbaggy stuff very well, but it's very like kind of comic at times. And I did find his story weirdly kind of, just tragic and interesting in a way of just like, just this bitterness that must have happened that made him kind of want to be an artist so bad, but he doesn't have any talent.
So like Hitler.
What?
So like Hitler. That was the same thing.
Wanted to be an artist really bad, but he couldn't, so he went on a murdering spree. I guess in that case, yeah. But, no, like, just the kind of, I will say I'm an artist and, like, believe it almost myself, and, like, he's just a compulsive liar, and just, I don't know. He's like a really weird, kind of antagonistic character in that movie. And Amy Adams as Margaret is, very, I don't know, like, victimized and sad and being leaned on real bad.
I could
like,
see it, yeah.
I'm gonna lock you in the studio, you gotta paint this giant thing, and alright, don't let anyone know that you're the real artist, and just this kind of sad thing that was going on. For some reason though, like the movie, like reading up on stuff after, like it just changes the timeline. Like just for its own kind of dramatic, like, convenience, I guess.
Okay.
Like, I think, like, here's kind of how, like, it diverges. The movie starts in 58.
Yeah.
And she meets Walter and they team up and all this and they're starting to sell paintings and whatever. And then it kind of like they have a big falling out in like 64.
Yeah.
And then there's like a lawsuit a year later, and then the movie's over.
Okay.
And that is not how that happened at all. Like, they met in like 55, were together till 65, and then there was a lawsuit 20 years later in the 80s, in 86.
Weird.
So, I think it's probably just like we don't want to cast like another actress to be older Margaret for the final act, because that's kind of lame. Like,
Sure.
we'll just kind of tighten this up. Nobody knows the real, like, no one watching it probably cares, like, whatever. Like, they kind of fudge the details a bit, and I don't know, like, I wasn't, like, offended by that, because it's not a documentary, it's not trying to kind of be historic exactly, but it was weird, like, reading up on just, like, I don't know why they choose to start it later either. I think maybe they just want to get to kind of the 60s and, like, that kind of pop art kind of stuff and how they fit into that and everything, maybe more so than actually would have been going on. Because it's like, no, it's the mid-50s. Like, there's beatniks, and they have a little bit of stuff with that, but they don't really get too much into it. But I don't know. It was like a vibrant kind of little slice of art history stuff that I had no knowledge of at all. So I just felt like somewhat educated after, and it was well put together. And I felt like this is clearly like something Burton cares about, and it's put together well. So I was totally happy with it. I thought it was not exactly like, oh, return to form or whatever. Like, he's never not been doing Burton-y type stuff, but this was just subject matter I was more interested in than his weird take on Alice in Wonderland. Or,
he hasn't done a whole lot looking at his list here.
Like, over the, like 25 years or whatever.
I liked Beetlejuice. Like, I'm just starting I like Pee-wee's Big Adventure because I was a kid back then, and it's weird. Like, it's just a weird movie.
Yeah.
I liked Beetlejuice and Batman.
We recently rewatched Edward Scissorhands, which probably kind of stoked up some more interest in seeing more of his stuff, but yeah.
Edward Scissorhands, I never got. Like...
You didn't like it?
I don't know if I didn't like it, I just never got why, like, it was even a thing. It just felt like, eh.
It's like the music's really good, and it's just kind of like Vincent Price in one of his last roles ever.
Yeah.
Like, watching it again, like, a thing that jumped out at me was just like, I've never really realized that this is Alan Arkin. Like, Alan Arkin is the dad, and he's pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I've always just kind of recognized older Alan Arkin, but I guess 1990, like, here he is, and he's pretty funny. So I don't know. I always liked Ed Wood quite a bit.
Ed Wood's, I liked Ed Wood's.
Returns is a great Christmas movie. Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like this weird, like, I don't know, Bo Welch production design, like super over-designed Gotham, like weird storybook Christmas thing.
Christopher Walken
is Max Schreck with his crazy hair. Like, it's a weird Batman thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, oh, there's a great fight scene in it or any of that stuff. It's just like, do you want to see, like, some Burton-y ass business? Like, there's, like, a penguin army with missiles on it and just...
That's pretty great. I like the penguins in that.
Yeah. And DeVito's great. He actually is great in that. Like, just this weird,
He's kind of great in, like, everything. He's over the top enough to be, like, either a hit or a miss.
Yeah.
So...
But it makes good use of his stuff in that. I don't know. But okay, we're just looking at his filmography. I'll let you comment on what you
I didn't like Mars Attacks at all. I really don't like that movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time. It's hey, every celebrity of 1996 is in it.
Yeah.
But it's really dumb.
It is.
Yeah.
I liked Sleepy Hollow when it came out, like, for sure, because I was younger. I have to rewatch it to see how I feel about it.
Holds up.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Apes
I watched one time on my birthday the year it came out.
And did you feel bad about it?
I didn't feel great about it.
Yeah.
Even then.
Yeah.
I liked Paul Giamatti as, like, the orangutan character. I was actually struck by, like, that guy's funny and this is great.
Yeah.
But beyond that, no, not really. I wasn't super stoked about that movie.
Yeah. I like Big Fish.
Big Fish is good and better than I remember. Like,
it's nice and thoughtful. For once.
And, like, reflecting on aging in a weird way that kind of hit close to home last time I watched it. Before, when I saw it, I was just kind of like, whatever. It's like a whimsical fable or whatever. But, yeah.
I did not like his take on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at all.
I didn't see it.
I couldn't stand it.
Is it too weird and dark? Or, like, not dark? What's wrong with it?
Willy Wonka's dad was a dentist, so that's why he wanted to own a candy factory and is obsessed with teeth.
Oh, that's great!
That's some Burton dumb bullshit.
Okay.
That's some fucking stupid bullshit.
I don't know if he wrote it anyway, but...
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay. Okay, also, I don't mind Johnny Depp at all, so excuses for him to be in movies is fine. So,
okay.
Like, people like just crying him being in everything that Tim Burton ever does. He's not in Big Eyes, by the way.
Yeah.
Why is that a problem? Like, why are you hating on more Johnny Depp? What's wrong with Johnny Depp?
Because
Explain.
With Johnny Depp specifically?
Yeah, what's wrong with Johnny Depp?
Nothing really.
Yeah, exactly. He's fine.
But
He's funny sometimes.
I don't like the Burton movies he's in.
What? What about Sleepy Hollow? We just said it was great.
Well, yeah. Well, we didn't say it was great. I said I have to revisit.
And Edward Scissorhands, I guess, didn't click with you.
I really don't like the style he went with from, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to basically, like...
the next few films?
Frankenweenie, maybe?
What about Corpse Bride? Is that... I never saw it. I have no idea if it's good.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I didn't like Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's that kind of art style, right?
Well, it's stop motion, that
yeah,
kind of stuff. He actually directed this one, though, instead of just producing it and getting a lot of credit for it for some reason. I think he co-wrote it, but...
Yeah, no, he wasn't big he wasn't a big part on the other one.
Yeah. Sweeney Todd I only saw the one time, and just
I really like Sweeney Todd the play.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to see Johnny Depp ruin it with a Tim Burton film.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I'm not. There's no way in hell. Why would I watch that?
Did you see the play live or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then fine. It's probably lackluster compared to seeing it live in the theater.
Yeah.
That's how you have to say that.
In the theater.
It's true.
I didn't like Alice in Wonderland.
I didn't either.
Okay, yeah.
And Dark Shadows I actually did have a good time with.
I never saw Dark Shadows, but there was...
We talked about how
when we
Chloe
were the
Grace
movie
is like
monks.
weirdly sexualized, and it's way too early for that. So yeah, it's an uncomfortable movie in that respect. But it's based on like a 70s soap opera. It's super goofy, and there's some just dumb, like Alice Cooper's just in it, and they just like there's a great weird like Johnny Depp versus Eva Green like sex/fight that they have.
Okay.
Where they're like flying around the room and like on the ceiling and then sort of making out, but like fighting. It's really weird. And I don't know. It was kind of entertaining. Eva Green's great now.
You know what another weird movie was that was a pile of shit?
I didn't say that at all.
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky is terrible. And it has nothing to do with Tim Burton, fortunately.
It seems like something Tim Burton would do if he was part of the Happy Madison crew.
It's a weird... Okay. If Tim Burton was part of the Happy Madison crew, Little Nicky, yeah. Okay.
I hear those guys are dicks, too. Like
what do you mean? Like they're
the
assholes?
Happy Madison, yeah.
Like they wouldn't be fun to hang out with?
That they're super full of themselves.
Oh. Like his hanger-ons? Like
which is funny because it's like, yeah.
It's like David Spade has a big head.
It's exactly what they are. They're cronies. like Rob Schneider or that guy. You know
that one?
There's two of them. There's like the tan guy and the square head one.
Oh, whereas I was like, who's Paul Blart? Like, who's that guy?
Oh, what's his name? James.
Kevin James?
Kevin James, isn't it?
Yeah, Here Comes the Boom. Remember that movie?
That's coming out with the second one.
What?
You know what the worst part about
Paul Blart is coming out with the second one.
Yes.
You're not talking about Here Comes the Boom.
No.
Okay, because if they made a sequel to that,
yeah,
baffling, because nobody cared about that movie.
But
okay.
Like, what's even more baffling is when the way I found out about Paul Blart is that they tweet, like it was tweeted from a Paul Blart account or whatever.
Okay.
Like 2's on its way or something like that. And first of all, somebody retweeted it, which is how I saw it, which was baffling to me.
And your followers, you're like, okay, who did that? I'm unfollowing you.
Yeah, there was that. And then more importantly, I clicked on the tweet to see like who else cared.
Yeah.
There's just a list of people like, yes!
Finally!
It's like, what?
I love Paul Blart Mall Cop. It's my favorite.
Yeah. So there's a community of people that lost their brains.
Okay. This idea that there's like a Paul Blart Mall Cop community at all.
There is, probably.
Yep. And then,
anyways, I never saw Frankenweenie.
Big Eyes, and next is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which, whatever.
So it's pretty good, huh?
It was decent, yeah. And it mostly because I just didn't know about it at all. So it was just a nice learning experience.
Okay.
I like being educated through movies, because they get all the facts straight.
I like Amy Adams.
Amy Adams is great.
Sometimes.
American Hustle was good.
I didn't like her much in Man of Steel because she didn't really do anything.
I never saw that. I still haven't. I don't know if I ever will. I might just not.
You
ever
should
do
watch
that.
it one day.
No, if I do, it'll only be for Michael Shannon being weird and like intense and punching stuff. Probably.
He is intense.
Does he get to punch stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh.
I'm sure he does.
Zack Snyder, though, damn that guy. I don't
The legendary.
like the visionary.
The visionary, that's the word.
It's like from the visionary director of 300. It's like that is the worst sentence. Why? Ah.
It's just weird because he's like a visionary because he took the stuff, his comics collection, and made movies of them.
Sure.
It's like whoever wrote these should be the visionary.
Like Frank Miller, and then I put slow-mo in it and
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails.
Like, it shouldn't be the visionary, it should be like the plagiarist.
Yeah, exactly. The Walter Keane of movies. Zack Snyder.
Right?
New pop culture reference I get to make.
There you
I saw
go.
this movie. I don't the recent movie stuff. I think that's like okay, right, all right. We haven't really been talking barrel stuff exactly, but
Okay.
Law Abiding Citizen barrel. Big Eyes does not.
Yeah.
I think I need to make a kind of just retroactive, like just judgment on Boardwalk Empire as a complete thing.
They killed your character.
They killed Arnold Rothstein after season 4, but before season 5. So you just don't get any kind
So,
of
like, in season
conclusion to
5, they're
that.
just like, hey, remember when we offed that guy?
Basically, like, there's like a sub-character I don't care about at all that's just like, oh, I haven't seen you since AR's funeral. And I was like, what? His funeral? I've been waiting this whole time for him to show up. And it's just like, oh yeah, no, he died years ago in this timeline. Like, they just jumped 5 years.
Why?
Because they had to end. It's the end of the show. Like, they just...
Oh.
I swear, it seems like that's what happened. It's like the show got renewed like 4 times with confidence, and then the last one was like, all right, wrap it up. The ratings aren't there or something. We're investing more money in Game of Thrones. I don't know the straw men over at HBO that are doing all this crap, but
The straw men in your mind.
the straw men in my mind that are HBO executives, they're just like, just get Michael Stroberg out of the cast also. Like Nathan's like favorite actor from Serious Man. Cut that out. I'm waving my hand a lot, but yeah,
I
fuck
wonder
that
if it's
show.
picking up a little bit, like whoosh, whoosh,
Also,
whoosh.
that show just changes tone completely. Like for the first 4 seasons, it's like very much just a mosaic. Like it's just multiple cast members. It's juggling all sorts of different characters, and it's just kind of about crime at that point in time.
Okay.
Like prohibition crime, like bunch of different people.
Yeah.
And then the last season is just like, let's try to focus this on one character. It's
Okay.
actually all about Steve Buscemi now. It has not been up to this point. Like he's been like, pretty key.
He seems like one of the main characters.
He's
Like
one
the
of,
main
he's
character.
like one of the very main characters, if not, it could be argued he's like the main character, but there's so much else going on
Mhm.
that it's like, well, he's one of many. Like it kind of
Okay.
doesn't matter. But just for writing convenience or something, they just kind of go, let's tell the origin story of Nookie Thompson. Let's just go back to, he's a little kid and, oh, now he's a young cop and he's making decisions and
on the beat.
Oh, and it all pays off so tragically at the end of the whole show. And it's just like, this was not about this, like, this whole time. Like, there's, like, been 48 hours of not about him, and now the last 8 hours are like, actually, it's all about him.
And that's why it's in the barrel.
I'm putting Boardwalk Empire overall as a thing in the barrel.
Oh, man.
For multiple reasons. Like, it also, like, ever since it was pointed out to me by, like, a coworker, actually, that,
Which coworker?
Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That,
Is he really into it or something?
no, but, like, we were watching it, like, and he was just kind of, like,
Oh.
paying attention and whatever. Like, ever since it was pointed out, it's like, oh, wait, this is, like, interior sets all the time. Like, this is all in a set. Like, the lighting, that's, like, fake.
Yeah.
And they're, like, this is all inside, like, a warehouse. And I was just like,
It ruined it.
oh, it totally is. Like, no scenes ever are outside. Like, they don't
Yeah.
have establishing shots even, because those are super expensive. They just put words on the screen that's just like, Chicago. And then it's like an office. And you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
It
New
ruined
York.
it
And
for
it's a
you.
different office with wood paneling.
He
And you're just
ruined
like,
your show.
this is a nice office, but now this show just seems low budget.
Yeah.
And it's not, because, like, it's HBO, it's still got this big cast, and it's pretty sumptuously produced and everything.
Mhm.
But, like, as it goes on, they just seem to, like, constrict more and more to, like, more and more inside stuff for more of the running time. And it was just like, this just seems, like, less lavish than I want.
Yeah.
Like, season 3 and 4 were probably the high points, and then 5 just kind of constricts weird and, like, tries to write itself out of where it was, like, what it wanted to do, which was keep going for, like, 4 more years and really flesh out this whole thing.
But it can't.
Develop everything and probably have all those big payoff moments with these characters that just kind of disappeared.
I don't think it's as big for them as you might maybe think it is.
Like, their plans,
It's no Sopranos. Like,
it
didn't get big enough, so they had to
kind of trim it down or something. Yeah. And, like, I don't know, it just does not ultimately pay off. So, if you weren't already on the hook, maybe don't bother.
I'm not, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even say, like, it's a show that works as, like, okay, like, Sopranos, there's, like, 1 or 2 episodes that were like, okay, this is just so good. Like, this episode right here, you don't even need the rest of the show. Just watch this one episode. So good. Like, this is good piece of writing right here. I wouldn't single out any single Boardwalk Empire episode as, like, working in that way. It's always kind of what happens next kind of stuff. Like, there's, like, they typically always have, like, a big bloodbath at the end of the season. Okay. Like, it's, like, and season 4's was the best one.
Okay.
Oh, no! Season 3's was the best one.
Oh, okay.
They have a character that actually does have a nice arc over the course of the first 4 seasons that just goes off in this really satisfying way, and it's kind of awesome.
Okay.
But Jack Houston's character, I guess I can just say the actor. Richard.
Okay.
There you go, for people.
Yeah.
The guy with the mask. Anyway,
the mask?
Once he's out of the picture entirely, it's just like, all right, like, don't even worry about it. Like, Steve Buscemi's great and everything. Just, it's not a great character. And, like, plus, like, a lot of this flashback stuff just isn't even him. Like, it's him reflecting, and then it's, like, cut to an actor doing a Steve Buscemi impression. Like, it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, so Barrel. Boardwalk Empire Barrel. And there you go. That's the Barrel report.
The Barrel report.
Any Barrel stuff this week?
Work?
I'm just gonna put work as a concept in the Barrel. Yeah, that's a bad idea, humanity.
It's kind of a bad one.
Yeah. I'm gonna put passports.
Yeah, passports.
Government regulations go in the barrel.
I'm gonna put December's Loot Crate in the barrel because that was some fucking trash.
Groot socks. That's what I heard about.
Groot socks. Wait, Aaron, where's the Loot Crate? Where's the Loot Crate stuff?
Down there. All of it? Or
just the box from last month.
Was this Parks and Rec thing not in there?
No.
Okay.
My mom bought that for me on a whim.
Okay.
Oh, it's probably that right underneath it. Yeah.
All right.
So let me show you some of the garbage that they decided.
Let's describe with word pictures.
Well, I have a video of us unboxing it because me and Aaron do that.
All right.
So there's a shitty Simpsons wallet that's made out of like paper.
Well, I like the Simpsons, but okay.
That wallet's garbage. Here is.
Oh, it's like a recyclable paper thing. Yeah. Okay.
I Am Groot socks.
Well, something about this, like...
The pixelated Groot's okay.
Pixelated Groot looks like this could be in, like, Maniac Mansion or something.
Yeah.
So that's alright.
This was a big selling point, apparently. Just a doorknob hanger.
It's a Ghostbusters Loot Crate exclusive.
Yep.
And it's got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on it.
A tiny candy cane.
That's pretty lame.
And, I honestly don't know where the thing went, but there was a...
The air freshener is up by your shelf.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's probably... Oh, there it is. This.
Captain America air
Ooh,
freshener.
but it's vanilla.
Oh.
There is a plus to it, then. So
it's just kind of his shield. It's not just him standing there, and it smells like, you know, Chris Evans. It's not.
Maybe he smells like vanilla.
Maybe.
Maybe he's made out of vanilla. He doesn't actually have blood in his veins.
That's weird, but okay.
This is vanilla extract.
So is this going in a vehicle or something, or nah?
I have no idea. But anyways, so you saw what came out of it.
Yeah.
What do you think the theme was?
Marvel stuff.
Anniversary.
/ Simpsons?
Anniversary. So none of it fit a theme, first of all. It was all kind of just garbagey little trash things. Oh, and that.
Okay,
which I don't...
And a Joker Batman mashup bobblehead?
Not a bobblehead, just a pop figure. I like pop figures, so that's fine. But
wait, pop figures aren't bobbleheads?
No, they're not. They're just little figures. See, like
big heads?
Like my little grunt here?
He doesn't wobble?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's just kind of adorable.
Just kind of chibi or something?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a cute little grunt, though.
Yeah, it's a Krogan.
It is a Krogan. You're right.
I am. Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
I'm Krogan. Yeah.
Yeah. In 3 when he's like headbutting everybody and bloodied up real bad. I thought he was dead, but he wasn't. It was crazy.
He probably would be if you didn't do like loyalty missions or something, right?
Oh, he can die in that scene?
I have no idea, but I would assume
he
so.
ought to be able to die in that scene because he gets messed up real bad.
But it seems like he could because the only way he's alive is like the scene cuts and then another scene starts with him walking
where he's like, oh, man,
Yeah.
that really hurts.
So
like,
that-
no kidding. I thought you lost your
all they
arm.
have to do is not play that scene.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, no, he died in that battle.
It's so good though.
Yep. No, yeah, Mass Effect 3. Pretty good. Controversial.
What did you think of Interstellar? Talk loud so this can pick you up.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay,
I don't know
there you
about
go.
that. No, okay. Hans Zimmer in the barrel.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, his whole career. Just whatever.
I'm sure he did something good once.
Gladiators. Okay. I don't know.
Okay,
I think I talked about Exodus Gods and Kings last time.
you did.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Pharaoh stuff, that's all already covered. Yeah,
That-
he does the thing.
That's a sign for in the barrel.
Yep. Yep. Just do the little Joel Edgerton hand move, and then stuff goes in the barrel.
Yeah.
So this month's Loot Crate barrel.
Fucking
Mainly because
trash.
the theme doesn't have any, like, consistency? Because it seems like, what was that? Like two Marvel things, overall 3 superhero things, right?
Anniversary?
And Simpsons wallet, which doesn't fit at all.
I think like what I don't know if I tweeted or just put it like as a caption for something.
It's like leftovers.
Yeah, I think like, well, what I worded it as the theme should have been shit we need to get rid of before the new year starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, leftovers.
Like just cleaning out the closets here. It's like,
Yeah.
what do we even
Like,
got left?
We had ad deals for this stuff. Like, let's just throw them in December's, I guess. I think I was disappointed with it because
a candy cane that makes it Christmas.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
I think I was disappointed with it because it was like, okay, the theme is anniversary because this is like their first full year doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's still that little kid mentality of like Christmas is a time for like gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I bet they're going to do something pretty great. And this is what I got.
Oh, like really blow it out for Christmas, and then it
Yeah.
seems like the exact opposite. Like it's just
Yeah.
like we stopped by the the gas station on the way over and
Yeah.
picked up whatever we
Because
could
like,
find. Like an air freshener.
because like, I
specifically.
think it was even just not last month, but the month before, there was like a pretty cool t-shirt, that like little Mega Man stand helmet, which I love.
Yeah.
And there's like that alien, like the retro package alien,
xenomorph
the
stuff?
xenomorph thing. And there was one more thing, all came together. I was just like, okay, resubscribe. This is great. Like a bunch of little trinkets about stuff I care about.
Right.
And then now it's like, you guys like air fresheners? Do you like
Marvel?
socks? You like Groot? It's like,
Wallet?
what's with the wallet?
I like the Simpsons. Of all of those, it doesn't fit at all. Like if it's just an extra Marvel thing, it would be like, hey, I don't like superheroes. Whatever.
Yeah.
Something, but yeah, that just
They already...
wasn't it like a Home Alone toy or something.
I'm annoyed because it's very obvious that Loot Crate has money from the like superhero peoples in their pockets.
Right. Or
Because one theme...
like co-marketing, licensing, whatever.
Yeah, because one month the theme was heroes, and the next month was villains. So it's like obvious
like
that you're
2
gonna...
months in a row, or like, hey, go see Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's... Like, it was really weird.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I was stoked when it's like, a xenomorph! Yes! This is great! Or like, there's a pen in there that's like a Dead Rising, like...
Dead Rising?
Yeah, Dead Rising. Like, you know
Okay.
where you can like craft a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
The pen is like basically a chainsaw, like wrapped around a pen sort of thing.
I guess
Like-
3 came out on PC like not too long ago, so
It
maybe
did.
That's kind of the
Yeah, it
marketing.
came out around the same time, but like the little stuff like that I like, and sometimes I like some of their like little things with codes on it because it gets me a free game or something. But yeah, no, that goes in the barrel because fuck those guys.
Okay, so
Fuck them.
the latest Loot Crate, despite pixelated Groot looking kind of
I'm
like
giving them one more
a
month.
Lucasfilm thing.
New month, new year.
Lucas Games, rather. Yeah.
So new crate. and if they don't pull it out, that's it. I'm fucking pulling the
But
plug.
aren't you subscribed for like a year or something? Or...
No, you subscribe per month.
Oh, okay.
Or you can subscribe for, like, longer, but why would I do that? Like, I don't want to pay, like...
When does it typically arrive? Like, this month's will arrive...
It's been weird. Sometimes it arrives the 20th of, like, the month. Sometimes, like, this one here arrived on the 31st.
Okay.
Or the 30th, whatever the workday was there. Yeah, so...
Okay.
There's a 10-day window there where it might come.
Trying to think of a way to... Okay, like, so the 31st.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Year's Eve.
Yes.
It was.
2 months prior, what day is that?
Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Halloween...
Okay.
I played Saw 2, Flesh and Blood.
Is it great?
Oh man, it's kind of great.
Those Saw games are fun.
Like, the first Saw game, I played through that whole game, and I only missed one achievement because it was terrible. It was like knock down 5 dudes with a baseball bat, and you don't get a baseball bat very often, so you don't, you have like a narrow window of like,
to do it.
Oh crap, I shouldn't have used the sledgehammer at this part because I need to be using the baseball bat for this achievement or something stupid. Like, I missed one in the whole game and didn't want to play it again.
Yeah.
Just to, over the course of it, get to the 5th guy again and be like, there, god damn it, and then turn it off. So, yeah. But, okay. Saw 2, okay. There was a point in time where I was like, okay, this game is so close, but they really screwed up this one mechanic, and if they didn't do that, I would keep playing this game.
And Saw 2 got it right.
And I'm really bummed out about that. No, I'm talking about Saw 2.
Oh.
I was saying, like, my first session with Saw 2 was going really well, and then I ran into this bizarre thing, and I was so mad at the game. I was like, I just rage quit and was like, all right, I gotta relax and just go away from this for a while. Maybe I'll play it again, but man, they screwed up. I was not perceiving the whole of the mechanic, and I will explain what happened. The game opens with you playing as one character, and should you fail in what I thought was kind of a bold decision, it just moves on. Like, it's like, that guy's dead. You didn't complete that, and now you're a different character. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like Zombie U or something. They're just like, all manner of dudes could just enter, like, Jigsaw's crazy horror house.
And just die.
If you die, it's just moving on. Like, who cares?
Because there's always another one. Yeah.
That's not the case, as I found out, because it's really just, there is a main character, and then there's kind of a prologue that is the tutorial.
Oh.
And if you fail the prologue, it just, if you're at a certain point, it just bumps you on to the main story.
Okay.
But it's kind of annoying because I failed the prologue part because of this mechanic, which I'm gonna, I guess, elaborate on right now. Balance beams are stupid. And I've encountered this in other games, like the Uncharted game on Vita has, like, periodic sections where Nathan Drake is just trying to walk on a log, and you just need to balance him.
Or like grinding on in a Tony Hawk game.
Well, I guess, but it's like so kind of teetery and just like, all right, I just gotta, like, this adventurer who was just in some tough scrapes and fighting like a bunch of dudes now has to walk across a log. And it's the hardest thing ever. Like, it's just like, whoa, and he just falls off. Like, he is just trying to fall, like, leaning hard to the left. Like, he has no control over his legs in this specific instance. And it was really terrible. Saw 2 had what I thought was that to, like, the most insane degree. Like, it's like you have, like, 3 seconds before he just falls off the thing.
Okay.
And the only prompt on screen is LTRT. Tap those.
Yeah.
That's how you step over step. Just go. And I was like, all right. Oh, he fell. Okay. And then it was just, all right, you failed the prologue. Moving on. You're the main character. They set him up. Played for like half an hour or something. Was getting along. Like, a lot of quick time events and stuff, but I was okay with that. A lot of weird kind of murder puzzles. That's great. Like, just like, I don't know, like just diabolical little traps and stuff, and just kind of, you're gonna open this door. Oh no, there's a gun. Press this button before you get shot in the face. I was like, like that kind of stuff keeps you on your toes. But it all kind of makes sense because it's just Jigsaw set up a terrible place to be. Like, it fits game logic okay. Yeah. Because it's like, no, there was a game master who set up this like this. Yeah. That's why it's like that. And you're just like, okay.
Just like Saw 2, where they are actually
it's kind of a lot like Saw 2. Yeah. Like, there's even just like, hey, there's a bunch of Okay, there's parts they just take from Saw 2 and like the various Saw movies, but then it's like the reason why that was like frantic and terrible in the movie isn't there. So it's like, hey, there's a toilet full of needles. You gotta get that thing out of there. And you're just like, okay, why would you plunge your arm into there? Because in the movie, it's like, you have like 45 seconds before your head pops or something. You better hurry to get that key. You're just like, oh shit. So you're just like digging through horrible AIDS needles to get that thing out of there. But in this, it's like, no, you have all the time in the world. Just like carefully get those out of that toilet bowl.
Yeah.
And then you can pick up the thing you need to open the door. Like, why would you jam your arm in it? Like, and when you successfully pull out the like lockpick, just needles up your arm. It's just like, what are you doing, guy? Like, what is wrong with you? But fortunately, there's health kits everywhere, and it's fine. You just use a health hypo, which is another needle, but a clean one.
Right.
And heal yourself up. It's like a gross, rusty... It's a Saw game.
It's a Saw game, yeah.
But this balance beam thing was driving me crazy. Like, I ran into another one, and it was just like this little stupid sequence of like, the checkpoint is just a little bit before it. So it's like, alright, reload, go over to the cabinet, get the lockpick, go over to the baseball bat cabinet, unlock it, get the baseball bat, go over here, use the key on the door, alright, balance beam time. Oh, I fell. And then do that again and again and again, like 20 times. And then it's just like, what the hell is happening? Like, it just says LTRT. Like, I'm doing it. Like,
you just have to hold them?
As it turns out, like, the internet, I was just like, what is happening? I was just like, Saw 2 Flesh and Blood balance beam. And it was like, the first thing was just like, so what's going on with these balance beams? And it was just, okay, so you balance your character with the stick. God damn it. Like, it was just like, the game didn't tell me this at all. So it's super easy once you know that there's like, oh, there's one more manner of input for this part. You keep your guy standing straight so he's not drunk, crazy, falling. And then you press the R and L to walk.
That's easy.
And it's the easiest thing ever. So it's just like, okay, good. I just didn't know, and now I'm enjoying Saw 2 Flesh
That's
and
the
Blood
game's
again.
problem, though, that they didn't relay it.
It sucks that they didn't relay it. There is a manual, and I did not look at it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like say Saw 2 Flesh and Blood did a poor job telling me what was up, considering they really explained some other mechanics.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just gritty, like gross, Condemned-esque, like just
It's Saw.
Rusty, gnarly nonsense. There's obviously, like, there's the logic problem of like, why would I plunge my arm in here if there's no time limit? Like, there's stuff like that. There's also like, oh, I don't have shoes. And it's like, well, you killed that guy, just take his shoes.
Right.
Like, there's no take that guy's shoes mechanic, though. So you constantly have to worry about, oh, there's shards of glass everywhere, like John McClane or something. But it's just like,
shoes.
If I was in this crazy, crappy, like, house, I would totally just grab that guy's shoes. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Or, like, tape something to your feet or whatever. Like, just prevent glass shards from doing as much damage as they are to your feet.
John McClane.
Yeah. And I don't, like, it's kind of a neat little, like, the actual action gameplay seems to have been toned down a lot. It's like, whenever you encounter a dude, it's basically just a sequence of, like, quick time stuff.
Okay.
Like, it's just like, press X to block. Alright, now press Y. There, you hit that guy with the nail bat. He's dead.
Yeah.
Like, you hit him in the head. He's done.
That's good, because that's not what the game... It's not a brawler.
It's not at all a brawler. It's just like a violent horror haunted
like a
house
puzzle
kind of thing.
game sort of thing.
And puzzle, yeah. So you'll just kind of be going along, and then you'll encounter like a mean-spirited puzzle that Jigsaw set up for you. Like it's like, you gotta get the combination to this door before these bombs go off. And you're just like, oh no! And there's like 3 minutes, and you're kind of shoving around gross, rotting like pig carcasses and whatever to try to get them to toggle this switch. So it's like a weird dungeon that a psychopath made for you. And that's Saw all over. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That sounds fun.
It's actually totally fine at being a video game.
What are you playing it on?
360. That's what I bought it for. Back when Blockbuster closed.
Yeah.
I think that's when I got that game, and it just kind of sat around because I was like, I know I'll eventually check this out. Like, whatever.
I know when that came out, I knew a lot of people looking forward to it, and they said it was good.
It's okay.
So,
like, it does what it's supposed to well, and like, the whole conceit of that whole thing fits video game writing quite well.
of course, because the movies are a video game.
They're kind of, yeah.
He actually says, do you want to play a game?
And you're just
Like, I want to play a
okay.
little game.
And yeah, Jigsaw will periodically pop up and Tobin Bell will say creepy things to you and challenge you to do stuff. And you're just like, okay, why not? They have more kind of cutscene type stuff and like, okay, maybe one thing that's like a little, like, I'm not going to engage in this part of the game is like ass ton of collectibles. Like for the achievements.
I
like,
heard about that.
For the first while, it was like, okay, there's like 25 Jigsaw pieces.
That's not so bad.
For the course of a game, I might end up finding 25 Jigsaw
You might
pieces.
find like 20, and
Sure.
you'll go your way for
like,
5.
And like some of the puzzles and like little things to get into the rooms where those are kind of fun. So whatever.
Sure, why not?
Like, I'll keep an eye out for these Jigsaw pieces. Got it. Oh, okay. There's like 7 Billy puppets. You're just like, okay. And those are hidden behind like even crazier puzzles.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, that's okay. Oh, hey, what's this? There's like a piece of paper. Oh, a case file. Okay. And like you read a little bio about a character or something. Oh, there's 50 of those. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And then I swear there's audio tapes too. There's like 25 audio tapes.
What the fuck?
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's just they went one or two too many on like the ones that are hidden behind gameplay. That's fine. Like it's like a means to like, hey, do you like the puzzle we got going on? Yeah. All right. Well, here's a challenging one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got a puppet and an achievement. Okay, cool. Like whatever. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think at this point it's like 100 or something across all the different types. Like
It's
most
like
of them are
fucking-
case files.
It's like Riddler
I've started
trophies.
like not reading the case file stuff because it's just like
Who cares?
some underwritten little thing about like, oh, there's this cop and I don't know, Jigsaw killed her daughter and she's really determined to track him down or something. It's like that great, whatever.
Who cares?
Like
Yeah.
I mean, the whole like story conceit, I guess, is like I think you're the son of Danny Glover's character, Detective Tapp from the first movie.
Okay.
So you're trying to like, and it's all kind of like cops and stuff are actually, yeah. There's kind of like Jigsaw has various like hostages kind of in the building, and like you do have opportunities to like save or not them sometimes. Some of them
Okay.
are story key like centric, and maybe this is one of the things where like initially I thought the game was like really bold in its design of just like you could play through this whole game and just screw up. And then
Yeah.
it's like, great, I just didn't save like 4 people. And I just won't see what that was.
Yeah.
But like, I won, but it was shitty.
Yeah.
And it's just like, over the course of the game, that's what happens. I don't think that's the case. Like, there was a guy early in the game where it's like, you can save this guy. And I was just like, I don't know what this puzzle means. And then he exploded. And there was like a save point. And it's just like, all right. Like, I could have saved that guy, but I didn't. And the game just keeps going. But then later, there's like a guy that like the game considers, this guy is like key to the story. So when I failed to save him, it was like, load last checkpoint. I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's like a game over state. So sometimes it's a game over state,
That's
and
dumb.
sometimes it's not.
That's dumb. Inconsistency.
It makes it really inconsistent, because you're just like, same way, like, with the prologue thing, I was like, when I first died as the other character, I was like, well, I screwed up. On to the next victim. Oh, no. It's just, you're this guy now. Like, it's kind of, for a while, I thought, like, this game is going to treat death with, like, way more severity than your average game. And it's like, no, sometimes.
It would be kind of weird if they did.
It
For
would.
a Saw game.
It
Like,
would, but I was, like, intrigued that, oh, maybe
That
this
it might.
Because, like,
Yeah.
you know, Saw's whole thing is about tough choices and death and whatever. So if they make it really punishing, that would fit. But
Sure.
they didn't commit to that entirely. So
Because in the end, it still had to be a game.
it still has to be a video game.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The part where I'm stuck right now is just like a logic puzzle that like I'm not putting the piece. Like it's like there's a door that has a combination I need,
Yeah.
and then there's a room that is extremely dark, and I have a flashlight. So when I shine it on like some stuff, it starts to glow.
Okay.
And then there's like a silhouette of a body or something.
Okay.
And then in the bathroom, there's a mirror with a saw, a noose, and an axe.
Okay.
And I don't know what the correlation is or what it's trying to tell me. Because it's like, this needs to like equal 3 numbers in some way.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what it's trying to get
Can
at.
you like cut the body up or anything?
No, it's like just
there's no
blood
body?
stains,
Oh.
essentially. So you're like going and looking in this dark room and it's like, well, this could have conceivably been an axe murder. So maybe this correlates to the axe, but it's a like there's no number. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm stuck in a puzzle, but it's kind of nice to be stuck in a puzzle. I'll try it again.
Yeah.
I don't know, for like trashy, violent stuff.
It's pretty good.
It's actually, like, video games are kind of trashy and violent, and this one just works with that. It makes that its whole thing, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I tried playing Fable 2 again.
Yeah.
I really wish that game came to PC and had way better frame rate.
Yep.
Because it's the best Fable game, and they just kind of left it on this old platform. Yep. So I'm playing like a 2008 360 game.
They might release it on PC because they did do the Fable, the first one.
Yeah.
So it could happen.
I guess. It's been a long time, though.
Yeah, but they like money.
But would that equal money? Because like it's also kind of maybe dated design now too.
They sold the first one, that Fable Anniversary, for like $15 or $20, and a lot of people bought it.
Like years after the fact.
Yeah.
But like Molyneux isn't even there anymore at Lionhead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, well, maybe that'll be like we don't have any new ideas.
He wasn't either when.
We'll have to port that.
He wasn't when Anniversary came out either. I don't think that's pretty recent. It's in the last.
Really?
It's in the last 3 months or so.
Okay. I'm thinking of, like, they've re-released Fable 1 twice now, I guess, then.
Yes,
Wasn't there,
they
like,
have.
the Lost Chapters or something?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not what I'm talking
thinking
about.
of that, and you're talking about there was yet another Fable update.
Yes, there was.
With more HD or something. Like
more of it, yes.
And more quests or something? Okay. But my plan was to just load up my old save from, like, 6 years ago and just tinker around with, like, the economy in that game and, like, get more achievements and whatever. Do the DLC, which is on this disc I bought. It's the Platinum Hits one.
Yeah.
But I'm playing on a different hard drive, actually. I, like, recovered my profile on a different system. So I just ended up starting the beginning again. It actually has, like, a pretty well-written tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it actually has, like, some story flavor to it and, like, writing charm.
It's good.
Was like, wow, for a tutorial, this isn't incredibly tiresome and horrible the way most of these are.
Yeah.
And that's, like, 6 years hence or whatever. So it's like, okay, that's still cool. Like, the kind of... I felt maybe, like, this is, like, maybe too easy in some ways of just kind of, like, being incredibly patronizing to you, almost of just like, amazing! You did great in that battle. You got 200 bonus experience. Like, just, like, written on the screen after, like, every fight. It's like, I shot a beetle. Like, what are you... like,
yeah.
Let's not make a big deal about what just happened, because that was incredibly easy. Like, I pressed Y 3 times, and I won.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. Like, stop
if I
talking
remember,
down to me, game.
Fable 2 did have, like, arena battle things, though.
There's a bunch of Coliseum battles that are achievement stuff that I apparently didn't get years ago.
Yeah.
This does look better than 2004 or whatever.
This is
screenshots I'm looking
Fable
at.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
38.69 Canadian.
Wow. That's a lot for an old-ass game.
And it was released September 12th.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, it has problems with decent computers to the point where it will just start locking up every couple frames.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has frame rate issues.
That's a shame.
So, but since they did this, they could potentially do 2.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
I would buy it.
Yeah, I like the writing stuff I've encountered, like, re-encountered. And I don't actually, like, before I was a range was what I was focusing on. Now I'm, like, trying out some magic stuff, and I actually like how they have the, like, hold it for area of effect, or you can aim it at stuff and shoot it.
Yes.
Like, that's actually kind of a novel control scheme. But, like, pretty early I ran into a treasure chest that says, go to fable2.com to find out how to open this, and I was like, what? Okay, like some weird dated social media thing.
That goes to their site.
Yeah, like, there's some weird universe, like, not immersive business right there. I finished, like, the first quest or something, got, I have my dog. And
Fable2.com doesn't exist.
Great.
Instead, it makes you Bing it, because it can't find Fable2.com.
Okay.
And then, like, some of the top stuff is, like, lionhead.com/game/Fable2.
Okay.
And stuff, so... Maybe that's...
Maybe it's Lionhead?
Or is it Fable, like, II, like 2? Or is
I thought it was the number 2.
The number 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least in the little website thing I remember seeing. But whatever.
I'll look it up just like this.
I don't know if I'm really, like, keen to replay through the whole game, because I've already done that.
And you know what happens at the end.
Yeah.
You have to kill someone or not save every...
Like, I'm thinking, like, if I'm gonna... Like, it is that moral choice thing, though, so maybe I will and, like, make radically different choices as to what I vaguely recall.
What was your choice?
I was
The dog died for me. That's all, like, spoiler, whatever. My dog died. I chose
whatever, like, the good, noble ending was.
It was to save everybody in the land by, like, your dog and your sister dying or something.
And then also you're, like, really scarred up or something, right?
Yeah, you basically fuck yourself up to save everybody.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And apparently you can undo a lot of that on that whole island.
Oh.
You can conjure your dog back from the grave with voodoo magic.
Right, because it's still a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, heal your scars with potions and stuff.
That was 2008.
Yeah, it's 2008.
That's a long ass time ago.
It's kind of a while ago in video game worlds, but, I don't know. Like, there's still a kind of slickness and a, like, it's thoughtfully put together.
Yeah.
Parts of it seem to be really, like, it's like, this intro was, like, really thought about. Like, this is your introduction into the world.
That's when you're in, like, the slave, tower, right? Thing?
No, that's later. But that part's cool, too.
Yeah, that part's awesome. That's the end, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, that's late in the game.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole prison bit where you're being tortured and your experience.
I thought you started
flying away.
I thought you started there, though. Like, the tutorial was, like, you were, like, punishing people.
No, the tutorial, you're a little kid with your sister.
That's right.
And it's like, oh, we gotta save up some gold coins to buy this, like, magic artifact.
It's weird because you're doing the stuff that you'll do throughout the whole game as kids, like playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's great.
So it's like introducing you to like shooting mechanics and like swordplay and stuff, but you're just kind of like, and like some of the slight moral choice stuff, like really obvious binaries of just like, hey, you know, that guy said to like, you know, shoot those beetles and save all his stuff. How about you smash all his stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, that's a real mean thing to do.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Like, it's like
he specifically asked me to help him.
Yeah, like, so even though I'm like, oh, I'll play it differently this time, I'm not gonna be, like, a total dick.
Right.
So...
That's like every time I've gone back to Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm gonna play the Renegade playthrough.
Like, I don't want gross scars and, like, red eyes.
No, I still play as a Paragon Renegade.
Okay.
Where he's, like, doing the right thing, but by his own rules.
Okay. So it's like, I'm doing the right thing, but then I'll press RT to, like, throw you through a window.
No, it was more like I choose the option of, like, the right moral thing to do.
Okay.
Unless somebody tells me to, and then I give them a fuck you answer.
It's like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't do that.
So any, like, option, and it's kind of a weird gameplay, because you don't really have either one very full because of it.
Okay.
But it's, like, one of the things where it's like, we're gonna do this because it's the right thing to do or whatever. Anytime a character or NPC or whatever tells you what to do, you just give them a big middle finger.
I find it tough to do that. Like, it's usually so, like, no, why would I do that? That's, like, you're a bad person. Why would I help you?
Well, because we're Canadian.
No, but, like, it's like, I would rather just, like, kill that guy, too. Like, or maybe it's just, like, kill both of them. Like, I don't, like, that's the only, like, bad way I would go. I wouldn't be like, no, I'm gonna help this other guy put his, like, heel on the throat of this dude. It's like, hell no, man. Fuck that guy, too.
Yeah.
Blap.
You're both under my...
Like, so, like, one of the quests I was running into was like, hey, don't release those people. Like, I want to keep them as slaves. And you're just like, what?
It's like, I'm gonna kill you and release them.
So I released them, and then I killed that guy.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, whatever. That's not what's gonna happen. So I didn't even lose morality for killing that guy, because that guy sucked.
Right.
So whatever. Like, but I know there's an achievement I didn't get the first time, which is like sacrifice 10 people at this like weird temple. And it's like, I don't want to ever do that, but I think I guess I kind of want to get those points, man.
Yeah.
Get those achievements. So morally questionable stuff. Whatever. Yeah, Fable 2 is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish it looked better.
Technical issues, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like trying to look as good as it can for like 2008 360 development, but it's like, it's a 360 and, you know.
From 2008.
Yeah. There's like, I like jumped into the water and then like the big splash it made like slowed the frame rate down like visibly and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, alright, it's cool that I can swim all over here, but ugh.
What was the creepy kid again project with the Kinect?
Oh, Milo?
Milo.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen? Did they do anything with it?
I'm wondering if, like, I also have Fable the Journey on Kinect, which maybe I'll just, like, go to that and see. Because that's, like, the last Molyneux Lionhead project. And also, I think they might have instituted some of that Milo-esque business into that game.
Okay.
Because I've heard very mixed things. Like, it's obviously, if your Kinect works really well, which it won't because it's Kinect and you don't have a giant well-lit warehouse or wherever you need to be to make that happen.
Yeah.
You're going to run into a lot of weird problems, but apparently it's kind of neat. I don't know.
Okay.
And I bought that for like $10. I think that's probably what kind of rekindled like, oh yeah, Fable in my mind. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to buy Fable 2. I don't know.
That's kind of how every game for the Kinect ever gets sold. Oh, I bought it for like $5.
Yeah. It's like...
Rise of Nightmares was like $3.
Gunstreamer, I actually paid like 15.
Yeah, I did too. I paid 15. That was a
I'm
mistake.
kind of curious about revisiting Rise of
Gunstreamer?
Nightmares. I was having a good time playing Rise of Nightmares because it's so dumb.
It's dumb.
Like it's like once you get over the fact that like how retarded, like you're standing there kind of holding your arms forward and your character's like floating around. Like it doesn't feel right at all.
No,
but it's kind of funny.
It is.
It's kind of enjoyable. To
It's
do
really dumb.
Dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And like I have no issue doing dumb things like just waving around my arms and whatever. I do not feel ridiculous doing so. It's like fun. So I'll try that out. Whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, Kinect stuff, Fable, Lionhead, 22 Cans, all that. I have not played Goddess. I've owned it for like a year. I just don't know if I care.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't.
RTS stuff.
I don't care about that at all.
Yeah. So yeah, 360 type stuff. That's been weird, right? Just going back to that other Xbox, but I don't know.
What do you mean the other Xbox?
So there's this Xbox One.
Yeah, but there's nothing out on it.
I kind of curious about D4, but that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sweary stuff. That's it.
Yeah, it's weird because if there was a game I would buy that system for, it's that right now.
Yeah.
And that's not a good...
That's not a $400 investment
It's not.
thing. Like, really, once Quantum Break or whatever comes out, like the next Remedy game,
yeah,
like,
maybe.
if that's truly like, yeah, no, this isn't coming out on anything else. Like, if that's actually true, which like, is anything... Like, I'm assuming it's coming out.
I'm pretty sure Destiny's even coming out this year on PC.
It's coming out on PC. Grand Theft Auto 5, I pre-ordered
PC.
that. It's coming out through the end of this month for PC.
Yep.
So
27th, I believe?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So that and some Amiibos showing up in my house. Woo! I bought a physical copy because I'm dumb. I want it. I want it. I want a physical thing.
Physical copies are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I like Grand Theft Auto 5, so I don't even feel that weird about it. It's just,
Well, yeah, because it's the same game, but better.
It's that game of the year I said, like in 2013? No.
Yeah?
Was it?
Yeah?
Damn, it's a long time ago.
It was a year ago.
Weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Trevor. First person.
I'm excited for the first person.
I don't
honestly
know if that would help or not.
I don't know either.
They do so much good, like, character animation.
Yeah.
That it's like, well, now it's just like your camera's wobbling around. And
Yeah.
that means Trevor's wasted. But it's like, yeah, but that's not... I want to see the stumbling and the falling and all that. Like, that's weird to put all that effort in and then just, whatever. Like, but maybe it's like, dude, you can like look at how detailed this is.
I'm actually looking forward to it to play.
First person driving though, super into that.
I'm looking forward to playing it with friends. Honestly.
Oh, like the multiplayer stuff?
Yeah.
I toyed with it a bit on PS3, but
with who?
Just myself.
That's the thing.
Like, I don't really. Like,
yeah.
I do know a guy who's, like, playing it a lot, like, online, but I was
personally?
getting out of that game when, like, he was still like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm playing the online. It's like, I'm kind of...
Is it a guy you know, like, that lives here?
No, it's a coworker of mine. Loved that game. And was playing it online all the time. Was always keeping me up to date on, like, oh, dude, they, like, gave the community $1 million and all this stuff. I was like, okay, like, that's cool, but I really like the single player. Like,
yeah.
I, like, played 50 hours of that in, like, a week.
Yeah.
And then I was like, sweet, I did it. And then that was it. But I had an amazing time, and I still hold that game in high regard, but the online stuff was not why I was there ever. So I don't know. That was not what I was looking for. But I don't know. If you got it. Like, there were times where I was like, this is actually really cool that I was like driving around in the open world and like robbing a convenience store. And then I could be like broadsided by like a dude and he could take my score.
Exactly.
Like stuff like that was really rad. But then whenever it was like, hey, let's meet up and actually like do an event, it was like a race or something. Like,
oh no, like, I'm not talking about the race. I'm talking about this is basically going to be
Carnage.
This is going to be DayZ in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a bunch of people like running each other over.
And without like the draw distance issues of the older consoles.
Yeah.
Like that stuff might actually be really cool.
Yeah.
And like, I think some of the later events they added are like weird, like, it's a race, but you're also, like, murdering each other. Like, so it might actually be fun.
I want to find a plane, fill it with some people, and drive it into a building.
Yeah, there you go.
And you can only do that in multiplayer.
Yeah. You can fly airplanes and crash them into stuff.
Yeah, but you can't get a bunch of your friends to die with you.
It's true. There you go. No, I'm actually really keen on playing Grand Theft Auto 5 again. Like, it's a real top tier experience, and it's coming out.
I'm kind of keen on playing it ever.
Oh, you didn't?
I played 4 hours of it and put it down. Okay,
well, there you go.
So, I'll play a little bit of that.
Swapping around different dudes and, like, cool music and first person, I don't know. Oh, there's some fun tunes in there, dude. Anyway.
I don't remember. Like, I didn't play enough for any of them to seep into my memory.
It's like West End Girls or whatever, Pet Shop Boys.
Okay.
They lean on that song, like, a lot.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
It was, it fits. Anyway. What was it?
What?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Fable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about whether or not the Xbox One is worth buying.
No, it's not. Because if I thought it was, then I would have one right now.
Did you play Titanfall this year?
Actually, I played it 2 nights ago.
How's that?
Because
Origin was having a sale over the holidays too.
Yeah,
it was like $10.
It's actually still going on, by the way.
It's still $10.
Yes.
Okay, I was looking at it.
Also,
and I was like, I like shooting stuff, and if this looks really nice, then it could be fun. Is it fun? Is it good?
Not really.
No.
It plays fine. It looks fine.
Is it because it's all multiplayer contingent, or
yes.
what's wrong with it? Oh, okay. Is the community kind of dying, or what?
I'm not sure, but like I wanted just like a campaign to play single player a little bit. Like I don't mind multiplayer, but like there has to be something for me to be able to jump in and do alone for a little bit.
They like deliberately designed it not to do that.
So instead, I've been playing Crysis 3, and that's a fun little shooter. That's Crysis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there like a bow in it and weird like
there is a bow in it.
Powers?
There is weird invisibility powers and a shield and super
jump?
punching.
Yeah. I never really got into any Crysis ever. What's going on with this one?
It's the same.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I might not play it.
Yeah. There's like dudes and aliens and it looks nice and you shoot and can like you have different like weapon attachments and stuff for your weapons and it's fine. It's a shooter. But I was kind of testing the new video card, so I'm it's
doing good job.
It's on ultra, like 60 frames, no problem. It's fine.
Okay. That's a shame about Titanfall stuff, though. Like, I don't know.
I played it on the free 48-hour thing, because Origin gives you that, like, play now sort of thing, where you can just, like, download it and play it for 48 hours, and then you have to buy it or delete it.
Yeah.
And I played through the tutorial, and then it's like, find a match now, and I closed it and played something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's apparently, like, campaign-esque stuff that's, like, woven into multiplayer.
Is there?
But apparently, it like, even when it first came out, it was kind of hard to, like, do that right, because it was, like, it just random jumped you into a later part or something. Because it's, like, you're just playing a multiplayer match, but it's also got kind of scripted characters saying things and whatever over it about the story.
Yeah.
Maybe just like kind of themed around each different level and whatever. Like there's like objectives that are kind of written up a bit. It sounded like a real half-assed single player blend or something.
Yeah.
It's a multiplayer game.
It is.
But
and I didn't want
like
that
parkouring
right
around and like being a big robot, and if it looks really, really nice because it's next gen kind of developed, maybe that would be kind of.
I'll tell you another problem I had with it is that you download it and it says like the download size is like I think 19 or 20 gigs or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like size after install like 60 gigs.
Like it unpacks or something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And so they still haven't fixed the problem with Titanfall, which is all of their audio is uncompressed for every language on Earth. So there's like a German track, there's like tracks for like other languages, and they're all uncompressed audio, which is 30 out of the 50 gigs.
So you're just like, can you just like delete the Russian pack?
You probably can't.
Okay. It's just like, I only need English, please. Can you trim that down for me?
So that problem's still there, and I went to my computer after, and it's like, you're using up like this much of your hard drive. I'm like, yeah, delete. Fuck that.
Okay. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, we have plenty of space, so I could probably look into that, but
It's just a waste, though.
yeah, it's inefficient.
It is.
That's not
It's
great.
stupid. It's just dumb. It's
Hmm.
audio. Who fucking cares? You can compress that shit down to, like, nothing.
Especially if it's just like voices yelling at you about like, oh, you gotta get the power spheres over to the grid.
I think it's especially annoying, too, when it's like, after that, I downloaded Crysis 3. It's like 19 gigs, just straight out.
like the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which you're just like, what does Titanfall do? Like, besides
that audio. If you have
damn.
like 7.1, those voices sound like they're in your house. Like that guy's
In your head.
behind you.
That would be creepy, actually.
Yeah. It's like in your headset, in your
Yeah.
deck or whatever. Okay, actually, thinking about Titanfall briefly, I was reminded of this, like, just this thing that kind of bothered me about advertising and, like, fleeting experiences
Mech
and
Warriors?
promotional stuff. No. 2 years ago, I was E3 2012. There's a giant-ass Titanfall mech
Of course.
just in the lobby. It's huge. It's like 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, what an impressive thing they threw together. That thing's probably in a warehouse or like in a garbage bin somewhere. Because like it's like this existed solely to promote this video game. Now that came out, kind of sold okay. We're a little disappointed with it.
Mhm.
Where does that go?
It's probably in a theme park painted as something else.
That's what I wish would happen.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was saying is like there's no like long-term thinking of like, okay, and after this video game thing is over, we're going to repaint this and it's going to be like near a fountain or something in a city.
They kind of need the Island of Misfit mascots for video game stand-ups
Or like
something.
some weird GoldenEye like statue theme park or whatever. Like
Yeah.
just statue graveyard where there's just like, oh, weird. Like, what's all
It's
this
like-
stuff? It's like, yeah, these are promotional things. Duke Nukem's over there.
Like the Firefall one with the like dude and
Yeah.
girl with the thing coming up.
Yeah, like that dude's costume that he was always in every year with like the big walker legs and
Yeah.
everything. Now that Firefall's probably failed. That's just in a bin somewhere.
I have Firefall on here.
Is it middling at best and whatever?
It's middling.
Yeah, it
I
just
wouldn't-
didn't seem like that would ever be a huge
I wouldn't even
thing.
say it's middling at best. It's just that's what it does.
Yeah.
Like it's not worse. It's not better. It's just
It's just a
there.
free-to-play game that you shoot stuff and whatever.
It feels like a Borderlands maybe
Okay.
without like the quick wit or whatever, the sarcasm.
Yeah.
So
That was just such a weird fixture of expos, like PAX. It just
Firefall,
Yeah.
it kind of feels weird that it's gone now.
It's gone.
Well, it's a weird feel that like it's
then
out.
It's out and it won't have to do that.
It won't take
anymore.
up a full square block.
It's
of
like
the
Battle
whole
Block
full-
Theater, where it's just like, oh
Yeah.
right, yeah, that's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're spending so much time on this.
I don't like Battle Block Theater.
I don't want it. Yeah, it's just.
I don't
this
like
looks
it.
like devoid of personality and kind of lame.
It's just not fun. That's more important to me.
Like it's puzzly platforming, and it's just like I just want to jump. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It didn't look that appealing beyond like the narration being funny or whatever.
But like
Like
that's their thing.
yeah,
So of course that's gonna be there.
yeah. Behemoth in general. I don't know. Castle
Yeah.
Crackers. I was never over the moon about. Alien
It was
Hominid
okay.
Was like
Alien Hominid was
Contra.
super hard.
yeah. It's just like this is really. I can't. This is
This is difficult. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop playing that.
I feel like there was another one, but there probably wasn't.
No, they made like 3 games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there was like a port of Alien Hominid that had like a weird other minigame thing in it where you're like making platforms or something, but yeah.
Yeah.
The GameCube port, maybe? Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, video games. I think that's really, that was that stuff. Like, none of the stuff I talked about, like, that balance beam stuff, that balance beam tutorial, that goes in the barrel. But now that I know
Everything
how it
else
works,
is fine- was
it's
fine,
actually
though.
panning out with that game, yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
the frame rate and technical limitations of Fable 2
is a little
goes in the
disappointing.
barrel. We're just throwing concepts in the barrel.
2008 tech.
Yeah,
Like, it's like old now. What's that about?
right.
Now my eyes can't unsee the slower frame rate. It's like the same way I like was playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas very happily on a PS2
Yeah.
for like 50 hours, and then I saw it on a PC or something. I was like, oh, this is garbage. My eyes are like bleeding. I can't even play it. And it was like, I had to stop. I never got 100%. I was going to, and then I can't even play it anymore. And then I bought the Xbox version, and it was like, maybe this will capture the magic. It was like, this game in general just is so ugly now.
Yeah.
Like, that
is.
era of Grand Theft Auto stuff is like Oh wow, their mouths don't move.
I would love for them to do what they did with like Halo and make it so you could like push a button to switch between like a remastered version of San Andreas
Right, so
and
it's
the
like,
original.
now it looks like Samuel Jackson and he's talking.
Yeah.
Press this button. Like the textures just go away and his mouth.
That was kind of like in
disappears.
Metal Gear Solid 4 when he has that dream as like,
Yeah,
Old
it's like
Snake.
Metal Gear Solid 1 Snake.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up, it's like, ooh, and then there's weird, like, bad looking 8 polygons
It's-
him. And
that's a
then,
great part.
yeah.
That's a good gag.
Well, it's like a clever acknowledgement of like the history of all of it. It's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
it is.
It's kind of neat. Hey, that new Metal Gear's coming out like this year, right?
Oh, I played Ground Zeroes again.
How do you like that? Again,
That plays way better on a PC than it does on the PlayStation.
PlayStation 3? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where I played it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way
so
better. Like,
It was like $13 during the Steam stuff
Because
too, and I looked at
I'm
it.
pretty sure it's like probably capped at 30, like everything seems to be on console on there.
On PS3,
It's super fast on here, so you're just like moving around. Some guy sees you, just click,
yeah. Oh,
head gone, keep moving.
I mean, I was into it enough to play through like the core story and a couple of the side things, but maybe
Yeah.
if I like was more like, whoa, this looks amazing.
You know what the worst problem with Ground Zeroes was?
Kiefer Sutherland.
I mean, we've been through this,
Okay.
yes,
Yes, but
but
gameplay-wise,
gameplay-wise,
yeah,
is that they included cool other like little ops in there.
yeah.
But I wish they had changed, like, just done a different island for each one. They can be smaller. I don't care.
Okay.
It's just like I just didn't like going
kind
through
of like repurposing the same map for,
over
like, a
and
bunch of
over.
different stuff.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted a little bit different each
Well,
time.
it was almost like the kind of VR missions, kind of.
Yeah, that's what it is, I believe, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah,
And like Hideo Kojima's in one, and you're like rescuing him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Paz.
What? Oh man.
Jesus, I know
Like, I don't even like. Oh, this went too far. This crossed the line for video games.
that
It's
went
just
too
like,
far.
Nah, it's just darker. And, like,
Yeah.
like, dude, I watched like Irreversible 2 weeks ago. Like, you can go far.
Irreversible is pretty good.
Yeah, like it's like I don't mind extreme content. It's
Yeah.
just it was a little like
It was
I
fucked
wasn't
up.
expecting that.
Yeah,
in here, but
I liked it.
I wasn't paying enough attention to what they were saying on this audio tape, and now I'm like, wait, what? Like yeah, there's I don't know,
Yeah,
and bombs and weird things.
yeah.
It
There's some crazy.
I maybe
stuff
hope the rest of like Phantom Pain or whatever doesn't just get kind of grimy and throw dark for no reason. Like I don't
It's
know.
Hideo Kojima. It won't.
Yeah, but that's a weird kind of palette, like tone setter or whatever. I don't know what to expect going forward, but whatever. It slick stuff in there. I remember just streamlining the stealth experience and the combat experience to be kind of just like this is kind of like an action shooter, but you're encouraged to not cause a bunch of problems and raise too much attention. But if you do, you can waste everybody.
Sure.
Like it's not that big a deal. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Kind of like Arkham did a bit or something. It's like approachable more so.
Yeah.
But I like that old stuff too though. 3's really good.
Oh, dude, 3.
Metal Gear Solid 3's really good. That song and everything. Anyway,
Everything about that game is amazing.
yeah. So Metal Gear
In
Solid 3,
theory, because I haven't replayed it recently, so
I did like
I might
probably
be
2.5 years ago the HD collection or whatever.
I really like that the end. You can kill the end just by old age for not playing.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot.
Oh man. Okay. So speaking about Metal Gear, this is kind of like I'm almost done watching Trigun.
Okay.
And it's like hard for me to like watch that show and not just be like, oh god, like these characters are so much like Metal Gear bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like a whole slate of characters called the Gung Ho Guns
Mm-hmm.
that is just like this might as well just be like a Foxhound unit or something. And this came out in like '98, so I
Yeah.
don't know if like Hideo Kojima like getting his otaku on and like watching all the anime. And
It could
like,
be, or that could just be like a bunch of
that's
stuff
just
that
what
was going on in
Japan
Japan
does.
right then.
Yeah, like it's just, like
Yeah.
there's a character that has like a super long sniper rifle that like when it's all fully extended and stuff, it's almost like a oil pipe, like
Okay.
with like little bracers holding it up because it's like so stupid long and he's like outside the city and whatever. It's like this
Okay.
guy could just like walk right into the Metal Gear cast and just be like, yeah, whatever. It's
I
Canadian
fit in
sniper.
perfect.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't even think about it. It's just like, yeah, that guy's way into guns. and has this weird weapon, like his weird signature weapon, and like one eye or something. Like, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of dudes that are just like, these are, like, I'm watching boss battles right now. Like, the end of that show, like, the last, like, few, like, 8 episodes or something, just seems like, yeah, this is, like, the series of boss battles before, like, the final boss, and you're just watching the main character.
That sounds kind of cool, though.
Battle dudes. It's totally fine as, like, an action show or whatever.
I think, as we described it, it's anime.
Well, I'm, like, more and more realizing between, like, having watched Evangelion and even, like, Panty and Stocking watching it again and all this stuff, it seems like one of the things anime always loves doing is, like, oh, dude, it's, like, the last, like, 3 episodes. All right, here's the backstory. Like, now.
Like, all of it.
Here's what this character was about this whole time.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, that's a really weird way. Like, maybe that's why I was, like, kind of into the way Death Note handled their story. Because they're just like, no. Like, they explain what these dudes are about, and then have a story with them. Mm-hmm. And then you're kind of like, oh, like, he's gonna find out. Like, you're kind of, like, on the edge of your seat, because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, oh, hey, that character, yeah, he had ties to, like, the other side of this conflict the whole time. And
yeah.
It's like, that's really useless to find out at hour 20 or whatever of this whole thing. Like, what? Okay. Or it's like, oh, yeah, Vash, he's had this, like, rivalry with this other dude. And this other dude exists, by the way. And you find that out in, like, episode 18 of 26. And you're just like, what? Like, what? Like, this whole time, there's just been kind of lighthearted, goofy adventures. And it's just like, okay, like, there's been this, like, serious rivalry. And, like, this giant conflict that's been raging for over a century. And you're just like,
yeah.
There has? I have not been aware of that. I thought there was just, like, goofy cats. Like, there's a cat cameo in every episode. This Neko just appears.
There's one right here.
I know. There he is. And so that'll just, like, little gag there. Like, there's weird kind of, like, him just goofing around and eating sugary snacks and whatever. And it's just, like, fun times. And then now it's, like, this weird, heavy-handed moral decisions and, like, I don't know. It's anime, but, like,
yeah.
That part, like, I don't understand if it's, like, a cultural thing or, like, that's just, like, how stories tend to happen. Like, it's just like, oh, yeah, no, you reveal, like, all the layers and then maybe it's, like, incentive to watch it again with this new framework or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird. I'm still not used to it. We're almost done that show. It's generally okay.
Okay.
But it's kind of a goofy action show, and then they try to make it more than that. Like,
yeah.
Last second. So, like, Evangelion, it's like, we're gonna try to make this about, like, this one character and his childhood and all this stuff, like, in the last hour. And you're just like, what? I thought this was about, like, the big weird angels attacking this post-apocalyptic city and, like, robots and it's
no.
Like, nah, we're not really so much interested in that. This character, Shinji, he doesn't like his dad. Just like, okay. Like, yeah, so whatever. I have the movies and stuff now. I can find out what's going on with the rest of Evangelion at some point.
Cool.
Like, I popped one in just to make sure the disc worked because I bought it secondhand.
Yeah.
It opens with, like, live action. So it's already off to a great start. Like, it's just like, alright, this is gonna get weird.
It's losing you further already.
No, I love that it's going super weird. Like, it's like, just swing for the fences, whatever, go for it.
Well, I mean, it's Japanese.
It is Japanese.
So.
Last media roundup of, like, my week, I guess.
Sure.
Hey, did you know Weird Al Yankovic was in season 4 of My Little Pony?
Why would I know that?
I don't know. He's been talking a lot about mandatory phone stuff lately. Maybe he tweeted something about it. I don't know if he did. I haven't really been paying attention.
Okay.
Anyway, he plays a character named Cheese Sandwich, and he's kind of a rival for Pinkie Pie in terms of, like, party throwing and stuff. I got back into watching that show. Some of the episodes are okay. I'm actually okay with some of the stuff I've been seeing so far.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
You still hate season 2, though?
No,
or was it
season
3?
3 was kind of just a general letdown, and I still think that's the case.
Okay.
Just kind of
4 is okay, though.
Episodes, and they were trying to do this big arc thing with the Crystal Empire. It was kind of lame. 4 just is having, like, one-off weird friendship.
So it's back to its
doing what it was better at, and occasionally there's some kind of just inspired stuff. A lot of songs, though. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, they're really leaning into, like, it's a musical or something. It's like, okay.
Well, it's
like,
a kid's show.
It's a kid's show.
They were all like that. Always.
So, like, man, that Cheese Sandwich episode had, like, well, I guess it's a Weird Al guest show, too. So it's like, hey, this guy's a song, it sings. So we're gonna have, like, 2 songs for him, and then also another song. And you're just like, okay, that makes sense. So never mind. Cheese Sandwich is alright.
Okay.
Yeah. That shows, it wasn't really, season 3 could probably stay there in the barrel.
Yeah.
4 is working out. Four's working out.
Working
and
its
that's
way
leading
out.
up to the Rainbow Rocks movie, which is also on Netflix. At least American. So I better watch it before Show Me comes out. I don't know.
That fucking Show Me.
It's also like they're advertising it really incessantly at movie theaters.
Have you seen that commercial, like, actually looked at it?
No.
All the things they're showing,
Yeah.
there is in one of the corners an asterisk,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the very end, it says what the asterisk was for.
And it's like titles coming soon or something.
Titles like pending or something. So all the things they're showing aren't actually part of the service.
It's like Easy A. It's like, that's not actually going to be on the service.
Yeah, no.
It's like, okay.
Or like SpongeBob, or like I don't know if Walking Dead was on there, like the TV shows and stuff, like the stuff they're showing that actually is big, like clout, like this is a thing I
like Sons of
recognize.
Anarchy, we got all of it. And it's like,
That's one of the ones that no,
it's like,
it's not.
We might.
It's not finalized.
Yeah, great. So great.
So they're kind of lying.
Well, it's in like beta right now for Rogers customers only or something. That's my understanding.
Are you gonna take a look at it?
Well, we don't have that. Like I'm saying, like Brittany's already tried to see if we can get into it, and she can't.
Oh, okay.
And she has a Rogers work phone or something. I don't know. There was some way we were trying to get into it, but if you're an internet customer or something, I don't know.
Oh, so you have to be
Yeah,
in
there's
the
ways
Eastern
into like
Canada
the beta,
right now.
but we weren't able to. So we weren't able. That was actually one of our ways where we're like, all right, let's like we just wanted to watch Law Abiding Citizen,
Oh,
and it was like, okay, it's not on Canadian Netflix. Okay, it's not on like American Netflix. What about that library streaming service Hoopla?
yeah. Okay.
Oh, weird. Here it is. Okay, well, I'm gonna log in. Oh, no, they just have an entry for it as like, this is a movie that exists and here's some facts about it. They don't actually have it for streaming. Like, it was like a weird kind of like false positive, like, oh, there it is. Oh, no, you can't actually watch it. So then we're like, oh, let's try to get in the Show Me thing, and then we couldn't. So, and it's just like, let's go over to the store and buy a Blu-ray, and then we'll watch it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great. Whatever.
Pawn shop.
Pawn shop.
Yeah.
Here's like $3. It's like, eh. Oh, and then I bought a record player.
Do you have any records?
One, Random Access Memories, the
Okay.
Daft Punk, which is on 2 records. It's
Yeah.
only 12 songs. I
Yeah.
thought that was, they could, I don't know. I thought that would all fit on one.
No, there's usually only 3 or 4 on one side of a record.
Damn, that's super inefficient.
Yeah.
What a weird format. Anyway, that's cool.
Yeah.
Analog sound. Looking forward to that. We're gonna get a preamp for it though.
Yeah, you do.
The specific one we chose, is like, I don't know if it's the exact model, but like looking at it, I was like, I swear like we had this when I was like 8. Like,
Okay.
I was listening to my little Star Wars, like, read along storybook record.
Yeah.
On something really similar to this record player, so we have to buy this.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and this Walt Disney racing game for Dreamcast, which is on my list of like, this is actually supposed to be okay, and I want to check it out, Dreamcast games. I also saw D2 there, but is that good?
Not really.
Yeah.
But it's a survival horror game on the Dreamcast.
Is it like first person? Like on the back of
No.
the case, it looked like there was like a gun in the bottom right
I'm
corner.
pretty sure it was like parts with both.
Okay.
Because
It was like $30, and I was like, I don't know if this is good or not.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I shied away from it. But I actually have a game that I was.
Was that from
interested in
Game
playing.
Traders or Disc?
That was the buy and sell, like cash converters.
Yeah,
place.
okay.
They had a good slate of stuff.
I like.
don't know.
I always like cash converters.
Oh, I got Mario 3-on-3 Hoops also. The weird square made
Yeah, okay.
Mario basketball game. So
I hear that's fun.
I'll find out
Yeah, okay.
eventually.
One day.
My next DS plan is a Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, which right. I don't know. I heard it was great like 4 years ago. And
Sure.
I just never played it.
Yeah, I could see it.
Anyway, Show Me, Law Abiding Citizen. What were we talking about?
What's that thing again? That Eyes movie? Tim Burton.
Oh, Big Eyes.
Big Eyes? Yeah.
That was a long time ago we were talking about that. What were you
Yeah.
talking about?
Does that go in the barrel?
No! That was good.
Oh, you're keeping that up.
Oh,
Okay.
we're just doing like a...
Oh, I thought you were doing a roundup.
Oh, just round up media stuff. Right.
Show Me in the Barrel. Law Abiding Citizen in the Barrel.
Sure, Show Me his thing into the barrel. Law Abiding Citizen, Boardwalk Empire. I'm gonna also put in there, despite taking up like... That's kind of gross thing about series. It's like, this took up like 56 hours of my time.
Yeah.
And like, maybe 20 of them were like good. And then a bunch of them were kind of just fat and like filler and there's dead ends.
You're almost batting 50%.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
It's like, if you aren't already like have a vested interest in stuff. Also, they just like waste some members of the cast. Like, Michael Shannon in the last like season and a half of that show just has like nothing interesting to do. They just like write him into a place where they're just like, I don't know, he's crazy. He has a Swedish wife now, and they have a kid, and he works for Al Capone, and I don't know. Like, it's just like, they just like ran out of feasible things for him to be doing. Cause like, at the beginning of the show, he is like a prohibition agent who is like trying to shut all this stuff down.
Yeah.
And then they have him kind of like turn to the dark side of the law because he snaps and like kills a guy and then is under like on the run and a fugitive. And then they just kind of keep having him be a fugitive for like an unlikely amount of time where no one finds out and just things just keep working out.
This was like he did this thing and now he's just always doing
and now he's kind of like a loose
things.
end for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But like kind of a high profile cast member. And I honestly feel like they might have like sent him up to the Chicago end of the story because it's less involved in everything and he was busy shooting like Man of Steel or something. Like it honestly seems like they're like working around his schedule and like have him on his own a lot of the time. Like it's just like Michael Shannon and his Swedish wife are hanging out. All right. Meanwhile, all this other stuff is happening with everybody else. And you're just like, this is weirdly
like, this
has nothing to do with anything. And I like Michael Shannon, and he totally freaked out on that guy and attacked him with an iron, and that was nuts. But what did that have to do with anything? Like, it's just like, bits are entertaining in their, like, isolation, but then it's just like, this is not adding up to anything. And that's just TV writing. I don't know. It's really hard to get right, and they don't. But, yeah. And we've also been rewatching Twin Peaks, which sort of does the same thing. We're in season 2 right now, and it's like, some stuff's great, and some stuff is like, oh no, what is happening?
Okay.
Like, what does this have, like, there's this kid, and there's creamed corn.
They're ruining it.
It's, it really does go sideways, but there's still some charming elements about it. And it, like, and I guess knowing in, like, the larger context of, like, TV history and writing and stuff, it's, like, still neat to see early pioneering things happening. But man, wow. Man, season 3 though, looking forward to.
Yeah.
Still excited. Oh, dude, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Harold and Maude?
No.
Okay. I didn't either, but I was just like, I got home one night, we had some pizzas or something, and I was just like, hey, let's throw in a Laserdisc. What do we got?
Okay.
Oh, we have Harold and Maude. Alright. I don't know, whatever. Pop that in. I had no idea what this movie was really, like, I know it's like an unlikely, like, relationship between this, like, old woman and this young guy.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
But I had no idea how, like, morbid that movie's sense of humor was. Like, it's, like, got repeated scenes throughout the movie where it's just like, and in this scene, Harold, kills himself. Just kidding. And it's just like, that was really graphic and weird, and it's just like, he just, like, shot himself in the head. And, like, his mom's there, and it's just like, come on, Harold. And that's the joke. It's, like, weird, gothy, kind of goth kid humor. And it's 1971, and it's, like, during the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Like, it was still going on.
Yeah.
So there's, like, this one-armed soldier dude who's, like, trying to recruit him and all this, and, like, there's just, it's, like, weird, like, it's super early 70s, like, all over the place.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, but, like, yeah, the, like, suicide jokes are super weird. Like, super inappropriate sometimes. It's just like, what is going on? What is that? But I don't know. They're, like, I guess their whole thing is, like, they have, like, a really young character who's obsessed with death, and a really old woman who's really carefree and living life happily.
Yeah.
So, like, this is weird kind of contrasty thing. And then they kind of find each other and help each other out. And, like, form an unlikely relationship and, like, yeah. And it's kind of, like, they make Harold such a weird, like, just antisocial, off on his own, like, just totally, this guy is just not working with society. Like, he's just morbid and awful, having an awful time. Yeah. Like, when he finally does just meet anybody that's connecting with him, you're just like, oh, fantastic. Like, this is great. Like, he has a friend and he has somebody to talk to. Like, yeah, she's like 59 years older than him and they're gonna have sex, and that's weird. Yeah. But it's not that weird anymore because that guy's so weird. Like, he has anybody, that's fantastic. So, yeah, it makes its odd relationship totally work. And
kind of endearing.
Yeah.
in a way.
I'm trying to... What's the lady's name? It's the same lady that plays, like, the neighbor in Rosemary's Baby. So, like, this...
Oh.
Like, Ruth Wilson or something?
Sure, I don't know.
She won an Oscar for that, like, for Rosemary's Baby. But, like, she's really, like, animated, like, does... I don't know. It's a fine performance. Our Laserdisc has, like, garbage sound quality on 1.5 of it. It's an old one, too. This one's, like, LaserVision branded, so it's prior to them, like, figuring out, okay, Laserdisc is what we're going with as, like, the primary name for this thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, this disc came out in 81.
It was like a release date
Yeah,
sort
so
of
this
thing.
is like a 33-year-old disc that is starting to turn, and it's like, alright, that's not the best way to watch anything, but...
You can't fault it, though.
Yeah, I can't fault that disc. Like, it's hung in there, and whoever bought that disc was, like, way ahead of, like, that movie's turning point. Because, like, that movie was just, like, a flop, and nobody liked it for, like, a decade.
Yeah.
And then it started to kind of get a cult following and turn the corner in, like, 83.
Why?
Just, some people thought it was cool.
Oh,
and it
okay.
actually is. It's alright. But it's Hal Ashby, the same director as, well, he did Coming Home, which I haven't seen, but Last Detail, it's a Jack Nicholson movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was his next movie after that. It's actually pretty good. So, I don't know, due to some clout. It got a Criterion release on, like, Blu-ray and DVD, like, 2 years ago.
Okay.
So Harold Maude's actually kind of interesting, but it was just, like, just blindsided by, like, I have no idea what this movie's about. Like, really early, just, like, punched to the face with, like, weird, violent, weird sense of humor of just like, hey, he's dead! No, he's not. How is he pulling off these incredibly elaborate fake suicides just to, like, troll his mom? Like, he's just so tired of his mom's crap that he's just, like...
Killing himself.
Pretending to kill himself in, like, incredibly elaborate ways. Like, just like, I'm gonna cover myself with this thing and, like, soak myself in gasoline, set on fire. Just joking, I was over here. It's just like, who's that then? What's going on? Like, it's just elaborate movie pranks. Just like, I'm gonna drive off a cliff. Nah, I wasn't in the car.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah. I shot
Weird.
myself in the head. I didn't. They don't explain some of them. Like, it's just like, I'm gonna eviscerate myself with a sword. And I'm still alive. It's like,
Okay.
next scene, it's just fine. Cause I don't know. Yeah, it's
Weird.
It's really weird, but it's honest about it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like weird in a way I've not encountered really. Although a little bit, it kind of seemed like, knowing it came out in 71 and stuff, it seems like maybe it was a response to, like, The Graduate or something.
Okay.
Whereas, like, offbeat, kind of, like, darker comedy, but, like, it went darker and weirder.
It almost, like, is a parody in some, or
Yeah,
satire.
it seems like
of
a
it or
reaction to it.
Sure.
And then it was, like, too weird to, like, catch on.
something. Sure.
Like, the same way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not without some merits. But yeah, I was just reminded that, oh yeah, I watched that and that was weird. So, check that out. So I won't put that in the barrel, but Laserdisc sound quality.
But maybe the copy you have, like...
No, I won't put that in the barrel either because it's so old. I'm just impressed it still works.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like if people want to check it out, there's a way better way to do that.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
No, you gotta buy a Laserdisc player.
Oh, God.
Hope you find that specific LaserVision disc, and then you can check it out. It's the only way to watch it. It's not.
No.
Don't do that.
It's probably on
also,
YouTube or something.
Hella Cat Stevens. That whole soundtrack is Cat Stevens all over the place.
Okay.
Including, like, the song that, have you watched The British Office?
A little bit.
I think they use a Cat Stevens song as, like, the opening. Like, the theme song. And that song's in this movie.
What is it?
To those listening, watch the Office opening thing. If it's that song, then I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. But I was like, as I was watching the movie, I was like, why have I heard this song before?
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, oh, I was like, I think it has something to do with either Steve Coogan or Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais sounds more right. It must have been that opening of Extras? No. The Office.
Yeah.
And I was like, there
Did you look it up?
I didn't. I didn't even confirm. I was just like, I'm pretty sure my brain is correct.
Okay.
And now I'm telling the internet that maybe that's true.
Okay.
Anyway. So yeah, Harold Maude.
Sounds good.
Media report. Are you done? Like, are you...
Yeah, like, I don't have much to talk about. I've been, like, it's been busy.
Okay.
And the holidays.
Oh yeah, do you want to holiday stuff?
They were good. It was fine.
My holidays were fine too.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't really end up doing New Year's stuff, I don't think, as it turned out.
I didn't really either.
Like, there was a plan, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then I think we just ended up like, okay, we were like just sitting on the couch. It's like, oh, it's almost midnight. And we got some wine or something. It was like, yay! Anyway, let's watch the next episode. Like, it was like very casual.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
It's kind of nice, though.
Yeah. And Christmas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We're back, 2015. Wow.
Also, maybe not weekly.
Probably not. This doesn't seem to work out that way. But if it does happen, maybe it'll happen like this more often. Although we'll probably set up more elaborate recording.
Yeah, we'll find something.
Recording means of doing that.
Or less elaborate, but in like a weirder location or something. Go to Wendy's, have a Frosty with like a mic on the table or something.
Okay. Like that's a way to do it, I guess. I don't know, but maybe a Frosty, but Wendy's burgers aren't good. The last one I had was really not exciting.
I've been eating Baconators a lot lately.
Okay.
They've been okay.
Maybe just like the double quarter pounder or whatever I got was too,
I've never liked those.
Yeah.
I've never liked their like normal burgers. I just kind of like the Baconator because it's just like meat, bacon, cheese, and then like ketchup and whatever their sauce is. Done.
Like there's no like lettuce and
no, it's just meat and bun.
Yeah. It's not like I don't like lettuce and tomato, it's just it gets soggy or something. It's just
I like lettuce and tomato, but like from like a gourmet quote unquote burger.
Not a fast food burger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless maybe like it's a McDonald's Big Mac because their lettuce is cut up in a way that it's just kind of like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, but yeah.
So anyway, that was the Burning Barrel. We threw some stuff in there.
Yeah.
Didn't with other stuff. If you want to check out those things, that's cool. But if you don't, whatever. It's your time.
Yeah.
Like, you're the ultimate judge in all of this stuff. Do you want to watch Tim Burton's latest movie? If you do, it's available for you to watch. If you don't, whatever.
And wait a few months, you could probably steal it if you want to watch it free.
Yeah, maybe. And other things. Harold and Maude, available on the Criterion website.
Is it?
Yeah, you could buy that if you wanted.
It's probably on, like, YouTube, too. Like, it's probably on something.
I don't know. Well, okay. I really like how Criterion gussies up their releases, so that's how I'd recommend watching it.
Sure.
As a true cinephile.
Like, if you want to buy, like, spend money.
Yeah, if you're willing to spend some money on this blind, like, hey, do you want to see an old lady and a young dude, like, do weird stuff and, like, kill themselves in comical ways, but not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird pitch. Let's see, this is why this movie failed at the box office. How do you sell that? You can't. So, oh well.
You say The Graduate Part 2.
Graduate 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Burning Barrel.
That's it.
Keep them burning?
There you go. Bye.